afternoon to you all. Mr. Speaker, it's a joy for me to rise in this honorable house this evening, to stand with confidence, knowing that I am lending my fullest support to a budget that speaks to the heart and soul of every Dominican. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleague, the Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Minister for Finance, has once again presented yet another budget that holds people at the very center of its focus. A glaring testament, Mr. Speaker, to our government's continued care, love, and commitment to the people of Dominica. And Mr. Speaker, I would be grateful if you would allow me to refer to my notes. Thank you.
Permission granted.
Mr. Speaker, this budget was so carefully crafted, so well put together, that for some it was just too good to be true. To be honest, for after a while, after this budget passed, I felt a deafening silence. I think Honorable Lockhart spoke to that yesterday. People were not grumbling with cynicism as the opposition expected. It's as if they were still trying to understand, wow, is this thing really true? Yes, what a wow. Mr. Speaker, and for those who spoke, it was really an open voice of gratitude. Actually, I met a man in the supermarket right after the budget, well, after lunch and everything. And he said, Greta, why with that kind of budget all you throw on people there? All you could just tell us it's election time, eh? And it doesn't matter how much I tried to convince him that election was nowhere on the horizon. He didn't want to believe it because he felt there was just too much in that budget to talk about. And I tried to tell him it was just a government that listened to the people and responded to their call. Because, Mr. Speaker, I attended the consultations in agriculture. I followed the one on education. Of course, you know, I come from a farming community, so I go for agriculture. Education, of course, my background in teaching. And I also was in attendance for the sports, youth, and culture consultation. And Mr. Speaker, I will give you a few of the more pressing concerns of these people at the time. And how, of course, it aligns to the present budget, so bear with me. With the farmers, my God, the farmers, I've never met a set of so understanding farmers. So nice, oh Jesus. The farmers spoke, not with hatred, not with anger. They were just trying to tell us, this is what we would like. Yeah, oh, they love the minister. Mr. Speaker, and I had one of my constituents, I find, who was very, very vocal. He spoke very well. I'm Yannick George Chando, and I complimented him after. But Mr. Speaker, they spoke to farm access, land availability, assistance, inputs, and I said, okay. Then we went to youth and sports. They spoke about the grassroots programs, the entrepreneurial assistance that they would need, annual subventions that would probably assist with that, lighting at the stadium, the programs to support athletes, and culture. When we met with culture, I think that was one of the best consultations, if I should say so myself, because they spoke to culture in schools. They spoke about training, the cost of fabric, transportation when they have to travel to other areas to perform. And Mr. Speaker, even the morning of budget day, I listened to the news, and the same thing, and to add the high cost of living and care for the elderly and vulnerable. This was what people were concerned about. Mr. Speaker, I think the Minister for Agriculture could not have given a better presentation than what was given last year. he articulated so well that all farmers can rest assured it is well. It is well. The crop insurance scheme. Mr. Speaker, I think the farmers hearing that it is going to allay affairs. I come from a community where farmers know what it is to have their farms destroyed by a storm, by hurricanes, by droughts. I know of a man who lost his entire gas of the whole, I can use gas, all right? The whole dashing field, crop plantation was just washed away. And if it wasn't for the government's efforts in that trough of 2022, I think, man, my farmers will be still struggling. I want to thank the government because most of the farmers got a nice little cash award for those who have lost their crops. Land availability. After the consultation, when they spoke about land availability, I went to the minister. I said, Minister, we have land. We have plenty land. Prime agricultural land in Newfoundland. And all I did was fool you, it's not newly found. That's just the name of the place. But we have plenty land there. And I was happy to hear, and I hope my young farmers, alas, the other day one of them told me, Osman, so long you tell us you're going to help us to get land, and up to now we don't hear anything. So let me say it tonight. $1. Land is available at Newfoundland. Okay, Minister? $1. Somebody mentioned last night 4 quarters? 4 quarters an acre. So you all can get this land to begin the planting of your crops. And let me tell you something. You see that area where I come from? Mr. Speaker, you know there. Anything growing there. Coconut, cannabis will grow too. Everything, dashing, plantain, figs. It just gives us something and it will grow. So I want to thank the government for putting that in place so my farmers can at least have something, my young people have land for them to plant their crops. Feeder roads, same thing. Mr. Minister came up to my area because I was being, oh Lord, the farmers bothered me. Let the minister come up, let him see the state of the roads, let him see our farms. And then he came up along with his entire staff. Man, I was just blessed by the Ministry of Agriculture on that day, including, of course, Honorable Defoe. And then we visited those farms. The farmers were very happy. And then we went, and then Mr. Minister.
Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister, sorry. Mr. Speaker, I maybe wanted to say. Mr. Speaker, the farmers asked for some things that they needed on the farms the day the minister met them. And would you believe, 3 days after, things came up. Very quickly. Congratulations. No, thank you. I appreciated it. It was so quick. No, he did a good job. No, they love him. And we really enjoyed the day, man. And if you see I had a fishing area, I would benefit too, because fisheries officer was there. But of course, we have the rough seas on our side, so Massa Memon, they pour a boat. I cannot ask for something. We have land, so I'll take the land back. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to applaud the minister also for the assistance that we are being provided with through the seedling distribution. And of course, my Chinese friends at 1 Mile. I want to shout out Mr. John O'Drygo, because this man, Ellis, knock, knock, knock. Mr. Drygo is there every time seedlings are ready. He goes to Portsmouth, picks it up for me, takes it to the office and tells me, okay, Minister, I'm with you. Let us go and share. And we have a prosperous, very good backyard gardening program in Bradford. The farmers themselves felt, I'll translate. Ulaka tut moon seedlings, upani yonakayu. Do a backyard gardening. Let people see that you're setting the example too. So one morning I got up
You want to
and I'm
translate?
hearing,
What do you want to translate?
you're giving everybody seedlings and you don't have for yourself. So do something for yourself too. And I got up one morning and I'm hearing noise in the yard. And these farmers came, and you should see them, large huts alone I saw in the yard. Beds made and seedlings going down. They have the chicken manure and they planted from it. And let me tell you, my garden looking good. Dr. Mack, you saw it when you came to Grandfather. I boasted. I was not the one to plant. I made sure I said so, but at least I'm taking care of it. Weeding is kind of difficult for me. But I'll get there. So far, I have harvested my bell peppers, my cabbages, I could not for some reason, and I'm saying it so my farmers can help me. I could not control the broccoli. For some reason, it was ready and I didn't know because I was expecting a big pom-pom, a big floral thing. And I was waiting for it to grow bigger, and instead it just grew thin. So I lost some. But I got all that, even everything. So things are working. Thank you so much. We also have a program like that at the schools, both the Mount John and the Grandfather schools. And I want to thank all the people who are helping us with that, Kensha, Noelina, Simon George in Mount John, Judy, Foster and Greg, because we are trying to let the children see that they need to learn to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. Because if we can do that from an early age, because when I was very young, my mother would always sing that song to me. I cannot sing, so I'm not going to try. But then this made me understand too that we have to start eating from the ground. Get things that we grow and eat, and it will make us healthy. So we are trying to do that same thing with our students. Mr. Speaker, my colleague minister has dealt with youth and sports concerns. I mentioned previously that we have taken consideration in the budget with all what was announced at the consultation. I want to thank my colleague minister, Honorable George, for his passion, his dedication to task. Honorable Oscar George, take a bow. He is really an asset to the ministry. And I can probably say, for without him, where would I be? There's a song like that, right? Mr. Speaker, for culture, I believe this was one of the best consultations we had this year, as I said before. Our cultural practitioners spoke with passion. It was not about them. It was about country. And this is what I admired in them. I want to thank those who spoke from the heart. And I want to let them know that their prayers were answered. Because they lamented over the need for culture in schools, as I said, the cost of materials, the transportation costs, and I want them to know that a subvention has been put in place so that they can get these subventions, but of course, on one condition, has to be vibrant groups, not just any group that just come out yesterday. Vibrant cultural groups for the past 5 years, and we will try to see how we can assist them with their needs. We will also see the culture in schools when it comes to our VPA programs. Mr. Minister of Education, if you elect Madam Minister of Education, with education reform. So we have responded and will continue to work towards the promotion and preservation of our culture. So, Mr. Speaker, based on what I said before with the consultations, I can boldly state that this budget is an answer to the call of our citizens. It is the answer to the young woman who just had a baby, worried over the cost of infant formula, although breast is best. The single mother struggling to make ends meet and worried over the high prices in the supermarket. It is the answer to our public officers who were concerned that they would never be able to build a new home of their own. And Mr. Speaker, it is the answer to the elderly, the vulnerable in our communities who are hoping that this government, which has been a candle to them in their periods of darkness, will continue to grow brightly, shining on their non-contributory pension allowances, shining on their sons and daughters under the NEP program, shining on their grandchildren who will continue to receive uniforms and transportation for school and books and school supplies. And in spite of this, in spite of all this government will still light up their days in time of need. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a powerful, progressive, promising, and purposeful budget. This, my dear people, is what good governance looks like when it listens. This is what leadership looks like when it loves. And this is what culture feels like. Because culture is not only what we perform on a stage. It is the choices we make as a people each day, how we protect our elderly and how we uplift our youth. It is who we are, where we are now, and where we want to be. So I can even add to this budget and call it a cultural document. And I want to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for his continued quest in uplifting the lives of every citizen in this beautiful land. Mr. Speaker, at this time, allow me to spend some time to present my report as the Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, a ministry I really do feel so blessed to lead, a ministry of service, a ministry of the people, a ministry responsible for many departments, the Cultural Division, Sports, the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, the Dominica Youth Business Trust, 4-H clubs, Cadet Corps, Youth Division, the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Post Office, Cooperative Division, and the Local Government Department. That's a mouthful. Mr. Speaker, during the fiscal year 2025-24, Mr. Speaker, we continued with the implementation of the various programs and activities which were focused on every aspect in our communities. So lend me your ears. Under the Basic Needs Trust Fund program, 7 well-deserving projects were undertaken in various communities in keeping with the categories outlined by the Caribbean Development Bank. The budget allocation for BNTF 10, Program 10, was $6,572,233. The Caribbean Development Bank, of course, provides 95% grant funding, and this was in the amount of $6,243,621, while the government of Dominica contributed the 5% counterpart funding in the amount of $328,612, in addition to the 15% VAT and on the total allocation. Mr. Speaker, I am happy to report that out of the 7 projects commenced during this fiscal year. To date, 3 are fully completed, whilst the remaining projects are scheduled to be completed by the end of August. We worked well this year, man. We have already commissioned the Berean Christian Academy's school extension project, which was at a cost of $447,488.93. And it is worthy of note that this project began in October of 2024 and was commissioned in March of 2025. This is good news. This is fast, quick work. Yeah. The smiles on the face of the principal and students and members of the board spoke volumes as to the importance of this project. Mr. Speaker, we have the Grand Bay Multipurpose Center, which was completed at a cost of $870,256.62, and this will soon be commissioned. Mr. Minister, we can do that as soon as budget is over. The project is expected to benefit over close to 3,000 residents and will also serve as a hurricane shelter for the community. Beautiful building. The Clifton Back Road project, completed at a cost of $1,255,680.63 to benefit over 300 residents. The contractor has already demobilized, so we are waiting. We can commission right after budget as well. The other projects nearing completion are the Paybush Water Enhancement Project being undertaken by DOWASCO at a cost of $2,167,750. The rehabilitation of the Delices playing field, as was articulated by Honorable George earlier, and this one cost us $703,353.42, and so too for the Trafalgar basketball court, Dr. Matt, being done at an estimated cost of $778,958.04. Mr. Speaker, I had the opportunity to go to visit all these projects, and they are looking good, in spite of the fact that they have not been completed. Because Davis playing field, I saw that recently when I went to the funeral, very good, and Dr. Mac, just looking good too. So we are getting there. Mr. Speaker, one of the other projects we had for BNTF 10 was this Soufriere Scott's Head fish processing facility. This has begun. It includes the procurement of equipment, and phase 2, which will focus on the actual structural component, will be completed on the BNTF 11. So Dennis, Honorable Charles, sorry. Your place is coming. So, Mr. Speaker, BNTF 11 will soon be underway because we are working quickly. We are almost finished with 10, so we put in 11 one time. And CDB has given us the assurance that they will provide funding of $7,959,012 for BNTF 11. So as soon as we can get those papers to cabinet, we should be able to move on. Mr. Speaker, the 4-H program continues to expand across every school in Dominica under the leadership of Mr. Bert Paul, our director, hardworking young man, I must admit. The club stands as a cornerstone for our vision, fostering leadership, innovation, and community engagement among our students. And over the past years, they have been engaged in many practical agricultural programs, workshops, and even regional exchanges. But Mr. Paul is very dedicated to task as well, and he's committed to ensuring that our students get every attention they need when it comes to following the 4-H program in Dominica. And I want to applaud him. Mr. Speaker, this morning, this young man spoke about the under 40 housing program under youth, where young people were given a $10,000 grant to start their new home, to assist them in getting a new home. Mr. Speaker, over 300 young people have benefited from this program. And if we are to calculate $10,000, simple mathematics, because when you're dealing with zeros, you just have to add the zeros to the number. So that is $3.5 million we have spent on that program. Currently, it is under review, so very soon we will see how we can proceed. We're trying to see how we can meet a few more of our youth to assist them in their housing program. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, the long-awaited renovation, refurbishment, and restoration of the Arawak House of Culture is progressing satisfactorily. I stand here today to say so. In December of 2024, Mr. Speaker, an award of contract was approved in the sum of $113,583.76 for the waterproofing of the roof, because as you may have heard, we had an issue with the roof of the Arawak House of Culture. This contract was signed in January of 2025, and the work was completed in April with financing from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. I want to offer heartfelt thanks to the ambassador, to Mao Ming, for his generosity, because I spoke to the ambassador, a little casual conversation. We were looking at the stars. We were at a function. No, but get it right, you know. And the first thing he told me is, boy, it's a good thing the weather is good tonight. And I said, yes, because were it raining, we would not have had a place to keep the function. You see how it came out? So then I told him about the Arawak House of Culture. But since it was destroyed by Hurricane Maria, we have no other place to go but to sit in the open and hope that no rain falls. And then by the next morning, the ambassador called me and said, how much do you need, though, to fix the Arawak House of Culture, the roof? And then although I knew the cost at the time, because we had estimated that, I did not want to sound so pushy. So I said, I will find out. Yes, I'll get back to you. And by the next morning, I called him. And about 3 days after, the man called me and said, I will sponsor it. So, Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much. Boy, on the troublesome boy. The ministry has commenced the process of assessing the electrical works to identify the areas that need to be reviewed and replaced if possible, just as a safety measure, Mr. Speaker. An award of contract has been given for the installation of the ceiling tiles. This, of course, has already been approved by the Ministry of Finance. The entire area has been cleared and cleaned for the installation of the wall and floor carpeting, for the seating and stage curtains. Because as I said before, all those things were already on island. We were just waiting. So we have to change the doors and paint the external building. And of course, according to our contractors, the target date for completion is within the next 2 months. So if all goes well, I hope and pray with the blessings of the Almighty that this will be a place we will have for independence celebrations. Mr. Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the people of Dominica and the cultural enthusiasts for their continued patience as we work diligently to have this long-awaited project completed. Mr. Speaker, I move to the local government and community development. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development provides oversight for 42 of our local government village council bodies on the island that facilitate community development and the delivery of services, local services, including the delivery of the government social protection programs. During this year, 6 councils were inaugurated: the Kalinago Council, Bellevue Chope, Good Hope, Trafalgar, Shawford, Fokani, St. Joseph, and Pishley. Mr. Speaker, we always work towards conducting training programs for our newly inaugurated councils and councillors, because what I have noticed is a lot of young people want to be part of the councils, but after 2 months, they send in their resignations. And when we inquire as to why, their reasons are too much work. I don't have the time. I cannot do it. Because for some reason, I don't know if they felt it was easy work, come to sit on a chair, and that would be okay. Council work is very, very hard work. So what we are trying to do now is to train them prior to the inauguration so they can really decide whether they want to be in the councils or not. We are also placing emphasis on the local government reform. I've had too many past councillors calling me to try to see if we can get this done. So far, Mr. Speaker, we have met with the mayors of Roseau and Portsmouth and their team, and of course the Kalinago Council, and of course the representatives, chairpersons, and clerks of all the 42 village councils. So we are getting there, and very soon I think our AG will help us with finalizing whatever has to be finalized. We observe Local Government Month, and I just want to mention this because one of the highlights of Local Government Month was really to try to provide that opportunity for our practitioners to participate and support activities against NCDs, because this is something we try to talk about every time we have inaugurations. So we had the assistance from the Ministry of Health. Thank you so much, Minister Laville. Also the Minister for National Security, because we had a whole highway to heaven on the bayfront. I say heaven now. Highway to health on the bayfront. And there we did a lot of health health programs. We had pap smears, we had blood pressures, we had tests for diabetes. We did all those things. I think we saw over 200 people on that day, a lot of people. And Mr. Minister, thank you, because you allowed us to have your nurses present, your doctors present. We appreciated that. And Mr. Honorable Minister for National Security also helped with the police to ensure that we had a place that was free from all the activities, so this could have been done. Mr. Speaker, the SIRI project, an initiative to help strong communities, the capacity to effectively and efficiently respond to disasters, This is ongoing. We are doing that with our village councils, disaster communities, faith-based organizations, and we dealt with 5 vulnerable communities this year. This was Loda, Trafalgar, Wharton Waven, Mount Prosper, Girodale, and Egliston. They were all exposed to training to enhance their capacity in responding to disasters. We also held workshops with our shelter managers, members of disaster committees, and our councillors. Mr. Speaker, the post office plays an essential role, as all of you know, in spite of the fact that everything online, everything can be done, messages can be sent. But Mr. Speaker, the post office is still very, very important. And we were able to recognize some major achievements during the year. We had a serious problem with our mail. People were surprised that people were still writing letters. Of course, the people who come here from overseas on pension, this pension has to be sent through the post. We have some people who have not gone online like everybody else and still want to see a written letter. We have people, especially the tourists, when they come to Dominica, they want to buy the cards, and to show that they were in Dominica, they want to post it to their family and friends. For some time, we had an issue with the transportation of mail, and I want to take the opportunity to thank Honorable Charles, who was very instrumental in helping us with Inter-Caribbean Airlines. And I'm pleased to announce that mail is now being sent to the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, Europe, the Dominican Republic, and all the other Caribbean airlines to ensure continuity. And don't forget, the sale of postage stamps too is very important. Yeah. To ensure continuity and no further delays, Mr. Speaker, Cabinet advised approval for the engagement of LEAC 2020 to also assist in the transportation of mail. So we have 2 airlines, and this is something I can boast about at our next meeting at the Universal Postal Union and the Caribbean Postal Union. Because the last time I went to the meeting, I could not talk because I know nothing had happened for us. It's not moo. But because you don't have something, everybody's saying what they have done, and I know our own was still behind. But now that we have improved and we have mail going now, Masapali, yes, now I can tell. Yeah, well, I'm the Minister for Culture, the Patra will come out. Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah, yes, but that's the rule, so maybe you should try to move a motion or do something in regard to the standing order.
I said so.
For the language, but it's not my fault. I have to go according to the rules. I met the rules there.
Understood, Mr.
So if we want to change the rules, we have the power to change the rules. It's Parliament. So it's Parliament that can make rules. So let's proceed. But sorry that I have to every time ask you to interpret when I'm a proponent to support the language, you know. So let's proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And whatever I said, I withdraw it. So because I cannot even remember what was said. Mr. Speaker, the Cultural Division is another pivotal entity within the ministry with responsibilities to promote, preserve, and develop Dominica's culture. Of course, just last weekend, we had the Golden Drum Awards, which went very, very well, and I thank the ministers who attended. I thank those who attended in spirit, because I know they wanted to be there in person, but just could not make it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. But, Mr. Speaker, but we try our best throughout the year to engage in some activities. So we have, for instance, the Emancipation, Independence celebrations coming up soon, Dumfesta, Pan in the City, and Old Mass during the Carnival season. our school arts festival, where we continue to engage our students in a festival that promotes all aspects of culture. For those of you who have never been to a school arts festival, you need to come to see our young students drumming, singing, acting, dancing. It's very, very good, very, very good program. In the last fiscal year, we initiated the opening of Independence Parade, and from all reports, it was well received by Dominicans. The only thing I'm asking for this year, because we will continue it, but I would be happy if the people who are coming to see the parade can at least have something cultural on them. Put a little madras, something. Because people came as if they were coming for jump up carnival. Whilst it had that spirit, whilst you could sense a little jump up, but put the culture thing, because it's the opening of independence. But it went very well. Let me inform at this time all our church leaders, because every year they tell us that we inform them too late. So, Honorable Alfred, lend me your ears. This year, National Days of Prayer will be celebrated on the 20th and the 21st of September, Saturday and Sunday. So for those of you involved in church, inform your pastors and priests so they can place that on their calendar. Mr. Speaker, Pan in the City and Old Mass and a Jules Hoover edition. I cannot put that in English, no, because it's the name of something. That's the name, yes. It was staged in the community of Bath Estate this year. Very good. It was good. It was very, very good. I don't know if there is another community in and around the area that would like it. I think Miss Honorable Charles has enjoyed it over the years. She didn't want to let it go. But you know, Honorable Hippolyte, when she wants something, she goes for it. Yes, you can hear that. So we actually allowed her to have that Juve festival in her community. And it exceeded expectations. It was very, very good. All the residents were there. Mr. Speaker, we at the Ministry of Culture, we are presently preparing for Carifesta. I just said Dumbfesta. Carifesta 15, which will be held in Barbados this year. We are looking at sending a team of about 75 participants to include 30 of our youth, 30 of our young people, because we want them to experience the Caribbean Festival of Arts. And Barbados wants us to come because they believe it will be the best festival of arts ever. So we are planning to send our people there. They will be performing in dance, in art. We will have art exhibitions. We'll have a fashion parade as well, and product displays. I want to thank the Honorable Henderson. You look surprised, because Dexia is playing a big part in that. We also want to thank the Ministry of Tourism, Honorable Charles, because they too are helping us, and education, of course, because we're engaging the youth. So all these three ministries are working with us to ensure that Carifesta is really, that we really represent during Carifesta. The Dominica Youth Business Trust hosted its 20th anniversary award ceremony in February of this year. 2 decades of empowering young entrepreneurs in Dominica. The event brought together our entrepreneurs, partners, facilitators, and stakeholders to reflect on the trust's impact and to recognize outstanding contributions. So, Honorable Roll, I will leave that section to you for you to tell us more about the DYBT. The Cooperatives Division. This year we join the rest of the world, Mr. Speaker, in observing the year 2025 as the International Year of Cooperatives. reaffirming the significant role that cooperatives continue to play in fostering resilience, promoting sustainable development, and empowering our individuals in many of our communities across Dominica. I think some of my colleagues can attest to that. We celebrated and honored exemplary cooperatives just last month, those who have made significant contributions to their communities. To date, Mr. Speaker, we have a total of 20 non-financial cooperatives in Dominica, in livestock, bay oil production, cocoa production, beekeeping, root crop, yes, fisheries, marketing. I think root crop were taken. So currently, our membership stands at 1,201 members. We have in the north 4 of them, the south, the east, and the west. And another significant development was the rebranding of Beekeepers Cooperative with a focus on youth engagement. The effort has proven very fruitful, Mr. Speaker, because now our youth membership increased from 43 beekeepers to 84 members this year. So we want to thank all those who are participating in these cooperatives and ask them to keep going, because we know it is something that can bring economic growth, that can help communities, and we are happy and need to thank the registrar for her assistance as well. Mr. Speaker, we also are trying with the International Labour Organization and the Cipriani College in Trinidad to adopt a policy for cooperatives, because we do not have one, and according to the Act, there should be a policy as well. So we are working in that. I think we have passed it to the AG's office. It has been returned. So very soon we should see how we can take it to Parliament as well. Over the years too, we partnered with the Ministry of Education, trying to get our young students to save for a rainy day as much as possible. So in almost many of our schools, 53 of our schools are in that program. They choose a particular day when children can come to save their money. 8 secondary schools and 45 primary schools. And Mr. Speaker, it's interesting to note that a particular school, some schools in fact, have surpassed the 100,000 mark in savings already. So the children are really doing well. And of course, when they're ready to leave the primary school, they are free to withdraw their savings to help them. But seeing now that the government is offering everything to help students who are going to secondary schools, most of them leave the money and they transfer it to the secondary school program. So once the secondary school has a savings unit, they just transfer their money there as well. Mr. Speaker, I think it's high time that I greet the people in my constituency and speak to them. Mr. Speaker, I will continue to thank the people of the Monjon Riviere-Cyric constituency. And while sometimes Grandford hates to hear that because their name is not included, I will call Grandford, Monjon, Riviere-Cyric, Tefem, and Foyal, for not only the love, respect, and care that they have shown to me personally. But Mr. Speaker, I want to commend them for their genuine support and patience. I say patience, Mr. Speaker, because these are people who have remained grateful to this government, constantly demonstrating their support to me and to this government. And the onus is on me as their representative in Parliament to see to their needs and to see to the community needs as well. Mr. Speaker, I am going to begin with what I can call the elephant in the room, the health center in Grand Fond. Mr. Speaker, for the past 2 years, I have been placing it as a last item. I've been placing it as a last item on community needs, not because it was considered unimportant, but Mr. Speaker, I felt it could be something that I could leave in the minds of my people and get them excited over something. But it has not worked. It bore no fruit, Mr. Speaker. So now I'm letting it take top priority. First place item. Mr. Speaker, when I stand here again in this honorable house, could you ask my colleagues to stop distracting me?
You need protection?
They're excited for me, but I want my people to hear me and see me.
Yeah, you just need to tell me.
Because,
just point out who the members are.
Yeah, I am grateful for the
I'll
excitement,
give you protection.
Mr. Speaker. They're rejoicing before my people even hear what I have to tell them. Yeah, so, yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, I was saying, when I stand here again, in this honorable house, I want to be telling the people of Grand Fond about the progress made in the health center or the date for the commissioning of the health center. So people of Grand Fond looking at me tonight, let it be known that this fiscal year, our health center will be constructed in the community. Mr. Speaker, this is now a need because we have rented a place and then the elderly people cannot even go there because it's downstairs that almost is like a basement. So they have to go down the stairs and they need help to go there. And it's a place like Grand Fond where it rains every other day. Sometimes it is slippery. So most of these people cannot even go to the nurse. The nurse has to go to them. And you know the place. Yeah, he probably has been there too. So this is the reason why now I really want this building to go up. And in Jesus' name, the next time I stand here, yes.
By watching these stars,
Jesus Christ. Mr. Speaker, when I became the parliamentary representative, I promised the people of Grand Fond that I'll be building a city on a hill. And I'll be transforming the twin communities of Mount John and Rebuttal. It had a nice twist to it. It had a nice twist to it. Because Grand Fond is a place where when people come, they don't want to leave. It's a nice place, friendly people. They're nice, they're too nice. Loving people. Mr. Speaker, you laughing, don't mind. I still hold that vision there, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank all the business owners who are continuing to build and expand in the community, bringing further development and economic activity to the area. I want to make mention, of course, of that young lady who just opened her ice cream parlor, Anne-Marie James. I think it's an in-law of yours, maybe, Mr. Speaker. I'm not putting you in anything, but no, but it's a nice little ice cream parlor open with all different flavors of ice cream. And it was so nice. We opened on Sunday, and I sat there and I took some scoops. Yes, another place that is going to be very bright and creamy. So really and truly, I look forward, Mr. Speaker, to other people investing in those areas. Because Grandford is becoming that city. Our playing field is lighted up. Our young footballers, our young sportsmen are playing there every night. So it is getting there. And under BNTF 11, under BNTF 11, we will see, yes, it's 11, 10 not finishing there. We will see, I have very troublesome colleagues, you know, Mr. Speaker. We will see the transformation of our playing field because we are going to do something similar to what Daly has. Mini stadium. I can see it, I can feel it, I declare it, it is manifested. BNTF 11, we're going to have our playing field. I also have to work towards the rehabilitation of the Riviera Syric playing field, Mr. George, Honorable George. It's very uneven, and our footballers fall there every time. In Riviera Syric. So we need to level it nicely for them. We need to level it. But this mini stadium, Mr. Speaker, let me just tell you what is included in this. It will come. Let me professor, you know. It will come with bleachers, locker rooms, washroom facilities, a vendor's arcade. So much so, Mr. Speaker, that when CDB visited, they told me, but Minister, we could just have a place where the players just walk from their locker rooms to the stadium, and people will just see them from the bleachers. So they don't have to walk in the rain or anything. So it's big thing. Yes. So we're looking good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's move on.
So, please.
We will work with Geneva, Honorable Henderson. Mr. Speaker, I continue to give thanks to the Almighty God for the NEP, National Employment Program. Yeah, the blessings from a good government and on behalf of my
Three more
constituents.
minutes.
How many?
3.
I can get 5. I can get 5.
I move that the minister be given an additional 5 minutes to conclude the debate. 10 minutes? 10 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
Seconded.
It has been moved and seconded that the Honorable Greta Roberts be given an additional 10 minutes. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Honorable Minister, you are given an additional 10 minutes.
Thank you, my honorable colleagues. Thank you, those on the other side. But, Mr. Speaker, I was saying I want to thank the government for the National Employment Program. I want to extend gratitude to our leader for once again demonstrating the full support for the continuation of the program. Because, Mr. Speaker, I think we take a lot of things for granted. Were it not for this program, I would have had over 220 constituents unemployed, unengaged. And I want them to know that they must be grateful. This is a very good program. And then we are now on the highway, and my people, they can clean. Man, if you drive now from the Calybous Junction all the way to Rosalie, oh my God, it's such a pleasure. I know the Honorable Alfred feels that her team works much better because they always do a good job, but I think mine, they take the cake, they can clean. So, Mr. Speaker, I just want to mention this and thank the government for the continuation of the NEP program. I also want to thank my guys in the brigade. The brigade, of course, is a group of young fellows, young men that do ordinary jobs in the community. So I need a house painted for an elderly person, they will do that. I need a drain fixed, they will do that. I need the road, if we have too many holes in the road, that they can cover it so we don't have to wait for honorable grant. We wanted some work done at the school, they were there, so they come in handy, and I love them for that, and I want to thank them this evening as well. Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned, Honorable Grant, I want to talk about the water project that is ongoing in Grand Fond. I'm happy to report that construction activities to supply water from Grand Fond to Montjon and Rivière-Syrique commenced in April of 2025, and it is expected to be completed by March of 2026. Mr. Speaker, the communities of Montjon and Rivière-Syrique are served from water sources that are more or less insufficient, especially during the dry season. So this project will link the communities to a much larger source, that is the Struts River, presently feeding the Grand Fond water system. So this project will see upgrades to our water tank in Grand Fond, the intake, with additional storage tanks, 115,000 gallons, and Montjon, 70,000 gallons. Big project, Mr. Speaker. They will renew all the distribution networks so that it can reduce the water losses and improve the pressure. Presently, all contracted works for Grand Fond intake access road have been completed. Additional works are taking place to improve the safety of the road, widening, tarishing, and so on. This is nearing completion. We have some extensions to make. We have seen improvements in the Montfort feeder road, of course, thanks to the project, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, because they have to fix the road in order to transport the pipe, so we're getting a double benefit from that. And we also have, in every community, we are starting to pile sand and tarish for the project as well. So if you drive to Rosalie anytime now, you will see a whole set of sand, tarish, and so on. That is for the water project. But Mr. Speaker, what I'm even more excited about, this project is expected to employ 80 to 100 of my people. We asked, I don't have all these people. The WASCO sent us information to get some young men for them, strong, able-bodied men. And then that's when I knew how many strong, able-bodied men I had, because they all came forward. So we have them down. Of course, the project is just in its early stages. So as time progresses, they will be calling out these young men. So far, they have only engaged 8 of them, because all we are doing now is setting the pipes to make sure that we can transport them. Because where they have to pass, Mr. Speaker, is a very risky area. You know Grand Fond already. One side is garden, the other side is valley. So then they have to go down that valley, up the hill, and go into Montjon and Rivière-Syrique. So we are trying to make sure that we have that ready before we engage the other people. Let me see quickly. As a former principal and school teacher, Mr. Speaker, I take great interest in my schools, and I want to ensure that they all have the conducive environment for teaching and learning. So in a few weeks, we'll be embarking on a program to paint the inside and the floorings of our schools so that when the children return, it can be a welcoming atmosphere for them. So this will be done. Housing, of course, will continue. I'm trying to go quickly. Up to last week, We continued our review on housing assessments. As I've always said, there's not too many houses we need, but we just have to work on those that need completion, because we have started some houses, Mr. Speaker, and they have not been completed. And we have one or two people who would really need a new home, so we did the assessments for those. So hopefully, following the budget, we can see some little movement in the area. And I'll be very grateful, Minister of Housing, if you can at least help us with that. We're not asking for too much. Mr. Speaker, at this time, I spoke enough, but I need to thank the many people who assist me in making my job a little easier. And sincerest thanks must go to my constituency office staff, my executive members, to the women in the women's group, and all my young people for your continued support. I must thank Nathan, my dear little driver, who ensures that I'm safely driven every day. I have to call him a name. Yes, ma'am. Gratitude, of course, must be extended to the PS, of course, in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Ms. White, the staff at the ministry, our consultant, Ms. Rosalind Paul, Chief Cultural Officer and staff, the Chief Youth Development Officer and staff, the staff at the Youth Division, DYBT Coordinator and his staff, the 4-H Director, Mr. Bert Paul, our Sports Coordinator and staff of the Sports Division, our Stadium Manager and staff at the stadium, the Project Manager of BNTF and his staff, Local Government Commissioner, the staff of the Local Government Department, our chairpersons, clerks of village councils, the registrar and staff at Cooperative Division, our Postmaster General, and staff at the Post Office. Lastly, and by no means least, I want to thank the Honorable Prime Minister who has given me this opportunity to be here, my dearest colleagues, as troublesome as they are, Mr. Speaker, they are the best set of people to work with, and I want to thank them. I am honored to be working with them. Thanks, all of you, for what you do to make my life here a better place to be. With this, Mr. Speaker, I fully support budget this year. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Alfred, you may proceed. You are recognized. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm delighted to give my support to the national budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026, a budget that is people-centric and developmental focused. I greet the entire constituency of Calybous and all those who are listening. I join the psalmist in saying, I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds, Psalms 9:1. Because, Mr. Speaker, God has been good to us. I thank Dr. McIntyre and the entire team for your work. Mr. Speaker, but for this budget to meet and exceed expectation, we must change our attitudes and reorient our minds, lest we forget from whence we came. And we must take ownership of projects and programs and exhibit a level of pride and national pride to ensure maintenance and sustainability. Sorry? Huh? Mr. I seek permission to refer to my notes, otherwise I will not finish tonight. If I speak by my head, I'll need like 3 hours, so let me just stick to the note. To what? Thank you.
Permission granted.
Mr. Speaker, Dominica is not immune to the world's challenges. but we continued to persevere and skillfully manage our limited resources over the last financial year. All social programs continued. No cuts were made in the public service. The construction industry continues to thrive. Agriculture has bounced back. Tourism is at its best. Education has reached a place where we are seeking a fresh, new dimension to enhance effectiveness and efficiency through reform. Mr. Speaker, it is within this context that this budget has been developed under the theme Balancing Resilience, Development, and Fiscal Discipline for Sustainable Growth. Mr. Speaker, this is a budget for all, no matter who you are, farmer or public servant, want to build a house or want to buy some land, mother or pregnant, want to work or want to pursue higher education, small business owner or agro-processor, in a sports club or in a culture club, hotel owner or taxi driver, all. So my sincere advice to all is, on your marks, get set to take all what you can get from this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence continues to adapt to the ever-changing landscape by providing a modern education system that empowers citizens to be active and successful participants in a competitive global environment and to prepare them for the many job opportunities created within the numerous capital projects that are being undertaken and the jobs that will be available when these projects are completed. I speak about the international airport, the geothermal energy plants, the Calybous Marina, the agriculture facility at 1 Mile and other projects and programs within the blue and green economy, the cable car, construction of 5-star hotels and the many other areas in tourism, the construction of 7 schools and many other opportunities in the construction industry and numerous opportunities under the digital economy. Mr. Speaker, education has come a long way. However, at this junction of our economic and social advancement, it is imperative that we rethink and revamp our education system to meet the evolving needs of our students and our country. Education reform is not just a necessity, it is an opportunity. By embracing innovative approaches, we can unlock the potential of our students, foster critical thinking, and equip them with the skills required to thrive in an ever-changing world. Education reform is vital as we invest in the future of our nation by empowering our children to become active citizens and leaders, and we need to bridge the gap and create a more inclusive and adaptive society. Mr. Speaker, this administration continues to invest heavily in education. 71.3 million, 10.5% of the budget. Mr. Speaker, this is the time for all of us to be truthful with ourselves and honestly acknowledge the developments that have taken place in our country as we continue to build on the work this government has already started. Mr. Speaker, through bold policy and tangible investments and human-centered innovation, this government is ensuring the holistic approach, the holistic development of our people. And Mr. Speaker, I have been in education all my life. All, not almost all. From 1970, I was in primary school. I went to secondary school, I left in 84, and I moved into teaching in 85. What were I born? So all my life. And I can say that this Dominican Labour Party administration has earned itself quite a few pages in Dominica's historic record as the administration that has brought the most progressive innovation and initiative in advancing education from early childhood to tertiary education. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget, in January 2024, the Robin Care program aimed to improve parenting skills and provide home-based child stimulation, targeting rural poor families with children from birth to 3 years, where we had no formal early childhood centers or daycares, and that started in 2024. At that time, I think 2000, at that time, we had 60 caregivers who served 24 communities. Yes, Mr. Speaker, early childhood grew under this administration to the extent where many of these caregivers with support from government now have their own daycare centers. Mr. Speaker, we still have 4 roving caregivers who serve 8 communities. Lest we forget, Mr. Speaker, just 15 years ago, children 3 to 5 years in many communities had no access to early childhood or pre-K education. And in the cases where the services were available, it was for those who could afford to pay. Mr. Speaker, in 2012, this administration began the move towards universal early childhood education by incorporating early childhood education centers with government primary schools. Through funding from under the OECS Pearl project, this year we furbish and provide furniture for 5 early childhood centers: Salibia, Jones Bopier, Bacatel, Caleb Laura, and Calybous at the cost of $884,000. Additionally, an early childhood facility at the Baroness Scotland Primary School, funded by the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, is completed. Today, Mr. Speaker, we have early childhood centers at 32 of our 45 public primary schools. Mr. Speaker, we will see the commencement of the 33rd Early Childhood Center at the Sufria Primary School. This center, Mr. Speaker, is a gift from Jungle Bay Dominica and II Holding in Caribbean. We express gratitude for this wonderful gift to our early learners. Mr. Speaker, this Labour Party administration has celebrated the abilities and embraced the differences of students with special education needs. Lest we forget, let me remind us that just about 20 years ago, people referred to children with special needs as Mumu, Tebe, Efim, Dotish, Abebe, and all kinds of names. It was so bad that some parents, because of lack of knowledge and support, even used to hide their children. Mr. Speaker, our advocacy as a government has dispelled all of this and the many myths associated with special needs children. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget, they say we have story, but his story, well, I think his story of the Dominican Labour Party. Mr. Speaker, 20 years ago, we could hardly find a special needs child in a normal class, or a school with wheelchair access or special washroom for special needs students. Today, as far as it is possible, special needs children are part of the normal class. In addition to their classroom teacher, they assign a special teacher to them. And Mr. Speaker, all new and renovated schools have wheelchair access and special bathroom facilities for physically challenged students. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Education Special Education Unit, we help parents of special needs students to manage these students. We collaborate with the Ministry of Health to provide early intervention for children identified with special needs. Our roving caregivers who work with these children have special training to stimulate them differently from normal babies. And we have training ongoing to ensure that there is a teacher at every primary school with some training in special education. And the Center of Excellence for Special Education being constructed in Tibo will give Dominica the opportunity to take much pleasure in owning the fact that we have a center which can offer quality care and education in nurturing one of the most vulnerable groups. Mr. Speaker, tailored educational materials that cater for diverse learning needs of students were distributed to grades K and 1. Special needs students from 34 primary and 10 secondary schools receive assistive devices under the Pearl project. Mr. Speaker, this administration has made significant contribution of land, professional expertise, and financial support to ensure the upkeep of special schools for special education. Lest we forget, Mr. Speaker, just over 20 years ago, we had primary-age students being absent either for half day or the entire day for various reasons. Average monthly attendance in some cases was low as 59%. Mr. Speaker, school attendance at primary school has risen to an average of 94% because this administration has put in place safety nets to address the reasons primary school students were being absent from school. These programs cost the government in excess of $4 million last year. We speak about transportation, uniforms, school transfer fees, school feeding program, school supplies. In the high school, we have payment of CSEC fees, textbook scheme, and now we have the Net for All that some people were saying they didn't know that was still there, no boy? So we still have the Net for All program. Mr. Speaker, we are happy to report improvements in all subjects at all schools, both among male and female at all levels. Lest we forget, Mr. Speaker, in 2005, Dominica attained universal secondary education under this Labour administration. Before then, only 17% of secondary school-age children had a chance to attend school. And in many cases, that chance that we were given had nothing to do with whether you were intelligent or not. Mr. Speaker, if your surname was Bonnie, you did not stand a chance. Now, Mr. Speaker, under this administration, all secondary school-age children get a chance to attend secondary school. Mr. Speaker, Dominica's performance exceeds the regional average in 30 out of the 32 subjects in the CXC exam. Dominica performed 11.1% above the regional average. We entered students in 13 skill subjects and received an average pass rate of 93%. All 9 students who were entered for CVQ Level 1 in garment production were successful. Mr. Speaker, 9 secondary schools entered students for CCSLC exams in 7 subjects. All schools showed improvement in performance. Mr. Speaker, the CXC merit list comprised of the top 10 positions in the region for each subject. 4 students from 3 secondary schools in Dominica made the CSEC merit list in 3 different subjects. And 12 students from 4 secondary schools made the CCSLC merit list in 7 different subjects. Mr. Speaker, Dominica even earned the honor of having CXC come here to do the official release of the CXC results. The government of Dominica expresses congratulations to all our students on their achievement. Mr. Speaker, the government of Dominica has invested significantly to improve the development of ICT in education. 89 teachers were trained in 4 different areas using AI in teaching and learning. All our students can make basic use of devices as a learning tool. And all our students are exposed to screen time or the use of learning devices at school. They have screen time. The OECS harmonized primary curriculum has been digitalized and can be accessed by all teachers, all students, all parents, anytime. This provides a variety of digital tools and resources to include interactive lessons, ebooks, videos, and other multimedia materials to make learning more engaging for students. Mr. Speaker, in collaboration with the Ministry of Digital Economy, through NTRC, computer labs were refurbished at Northeast Comprehensive School. And with over $300,000 from Universal Service Funds, computer labs at the Portsmouth Secondary and the Calybous Secondary will be refurbished in September 2025. Mr. Speaker, digital transformation of our education system is not an option. Adults will have to learn to adapt to IT, but our children were born into IT. So let us embrace online learning and assessment because we cannot go back to pre-COVID days. Mr. Speaker, as it pertains to TVET, all public school students are expected to do at least one TVET subject at CXC level. In 2024, as I said before, Dominica received an average of 93 passes in 13 subjects. And I speak about woodwork. I don't know why people not reading, people not listening to news, and people just saying things, nonsense sometimes. I speak about auto mechanics, woodwork, electricity, agriculture, food preparation, technical drawing, clothing and textile, and air conditioning and refrigerating, just to name a few. Mr. Speaker, this government has articulated a vision for education reform, which requires a paradigm shift, which is required to take advantage of opportunities in the ever-changing world. Last year, greater emphasis was placed on technical vocational training. Mr. Speaker, I am very wary of intelligent people saying stupidness like, not all children are academically inclined, so the skills are important. It is time for us to grow out of this nonsense. Cut it out. Cut it out. Because TVET is not for students who are not academically inclined. TVET is to improve skills and to learn new skills so that you can make a money or save a money. It's all. So when people can't tell you what, because you think it's take a dunce child to calculate a quarter of a half inch to make sure four legs of a chair sit down so people can sit down on it. That's a genius. So I am hoping that we change the language. That story about we need these skills because not all children are academically declined. No, better we say children have aptitude towards different subjects, but don't put it like that. The Dominica TVET Council took strategic actions and made significant strides in strengthening TVET governance, and this led to noticeable increase in stakeholder engagement, the establishment of the first portfolio review committee as a key quality assurance mechanism, certifications of 5 training institutions to deliver NVQ programs, and the Dominica TVET Council delivered the first ever CBQ Level 3 program in construction site supervision entirely through local CBQ certified persons. Mr. Speaker, at the inauguration National Vocational Level 1 Certificate Award Ceremony, which was held in August, 60 individuals received their NVQ certificates. NVQ certificates in Level 3 were awarded to 19 builders and contractors who also received CVQ Level 3 certificates. And that event gave us recognition from Cantor and from other training authorities in the region. An additional 26 individuals who completed program under the SKY program were awarded NVQ Level 1 and 2 certificates. Mr. Speaker, we are completing our requirements to start PLA. PLA is a prior learning assessment recognition. What it is that you get officers to go on the job to assess people who already have the skills, but they need to be certified. So instead of them coming to a center, and we are very happy that Auto Trade is already tapping on us, and there are other business places who are already asking us when we're going to be ready, so we can come and assess some of their workers. The people who are doing construction, one contractor said to me, he took some boys and they didn't know anything, and now they're supervising, so we need to come to certify those boys because they have learned. So we are getting into that now. But Mr. Speaker, there is a kind of a crazy, désolé person. Désolé, what is désolé in English? Desperate person is saying that this administration closed all skills program in Dominica. This person they're posing in a picture with a hammer claiming to be trying to save skills in Dominica. I am so happy he responded. And Mr. Speaker, I am glad he has changed his tone on many issues because the changer langage exercise just begun. Changer langage, you should change your tongue, change your language. Because, Mr. Speaker, we do not only do carpentry, we do woodwork, building and furniture technology, and we do our plans digitally using AutoCAD. That means we no longer draw technical drawing plan on paper. The children are doing their thing on AutoCAD, digitally. So, Mr. Speaker, we've grown. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget, before the Dominica State College was instituted by the administration, this Dominica Labour Party administration in 2002, only 7% of secondary school students attended college. We now have universal access to college, and Mr. Speaker, children even come not overseas to attend college in Dominica. I think we should give ourselves a round of applause. Children come in. Mr. Speaker, the Dominica State College has evolved and expanded, increasing the numbers and scope of programs of study. In addition to associate degree, bachelor's degree programs are being introduced, short courses are offered in continuing education and employable skills. Mr. Speaker, in this year's budget, we heard of 2 new initiatives which will be undertaken in collaboration with the Dominica State College. I speak of the Small Business Institute and the Digital Fabrication Laboratory. I said, well, Minister? That's right, thank you. Both initiatives represent critical investment in the next generation of Dominican innovators, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Mr. Speaker, the Dominica State College has established itself as the premier tertiary institution in this country for over 23 years. It has produced graduates who have gone on to excel at universities all over. But notwithstanding, in the light of evolving demands of the global education landscape, shaped by rapidly growing technology and different changes, the government of Dominica has recognized the importance of undertaking a comprehensive review of the Dominica State College. This review will critically assess the institution's mandate, structure, programs, and operation to ensure its continued relevance and effectiveness. To facilitate this process, an external consultant has been engaged. Mr. Speaker, the government envisaged a bold repositioning of the Dominica State College into a dynamic, future-oriented institution that is agile, inclusive, innovative, and fully aligned to the national development priorities and the aspirations of Dominica youth and the workplace. Mr. Speaker, I'm bringing a little water there. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget, before this Labour Party administration, the few who pursued tertiary education were those whose parents had a land title that they could assign to the bank to secure a student's loan. Mr. Speaker, this Labour Party administration has created a GATE, Government Assistance for Tertiary Education, GATE, to higher education, to honor the goal of our university graduate per one university graduate per household. Mr. Speaker, hundreds of Dominicans have attained degrees through the Government Assistance for Tertiary Education program. And Mr. Speaker, people like my children and I, who didn't have that gate to go through, we still had a chance because we got 40% of our student loan. So this government is in the interest of ensuring that our people build capacity. Mr. Hold on. Let's go. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for the financial year 2024-25, government approved almost $2 million in funding to individuals seeking assistance to pursue tertiary education. From January to December 2024, payments of over $6 million were made for students studying at different institutions. In addition to financial assistance, the Ministry of Education continues to facilitate fully funded scholarships from friendly governments and international organizations. We extend thanks to the Republic of Cuba, the People's Republic of China, Mexico, and Morocco. We also facilitate students to pursue scholarship opportunities through the OAS and the Commonwealth and other international agencies. Mr. Speaker, to strengthen our human resource base and ensure that our people are well positioned to benefit from our national development efforts, government will allocate an additional $2 million revolving fund at the aid bank under this budget to specifically help students at a 2% rate, and it is targeted at students who want to study high-demand areas such as engineering, aviation, renewable energy, environmental science, and other technical disciplines such as electrical installation, plumbing, and woodwork. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget that in 1990, when we spoke of adult education, what we picture was a little old lady, an adult, with a little bag, going somewhere to learn to read or write their name. They didn't reach cake yet. It was reading and writing to start with. But, Mr. Speaker, under this administration, adult education has come a very long way. According to the World Population Review done in 2020, Dominica's literacy rate is 94%, and Dominica is ranked 8th among the 10th most educated countries in the region. That was in 2020. I am sure our rate has increased. Mr. Speaker, I was just reading through the research, not for anything, you know. But the research also presented the literacy rate of South Sudan as 31.9%. Mr. Speaker, when I read that, I said, Mwedi, Belbeth, you know Belbeth, like breaking news. Mr. Speaker, you see, that is why some people who got away with nonsense in South Sudan think they can come and get away with nonsense in Dominica. But I remind people that we are number 8 out of the 10 most educated countries in the region. So you will get away with nonsense down here. Mr. Speaker, adult education focuses on allowing adults to develop their skills and acquire new ones. During the 2024-25 fiscal year, a range of skill programs were offered island-wide, with a total number of 792 persons attending. Some of these participants have already received their NVQ award. Mr. Speaker, last school year, school-based intervention plans were initiated based on the National Assessment Performance. Professional development in pedagogy, early childhood education, special education, and disaster preparedness were ongoing. Dominica is now a member of the first ever regional special education needs group for professionals working in special education within the region. 128 teachers attended summer program organized by DAT. This year, the program, which was supported by government, offered 4 courses which were streamlined based on teachers' needs. Mr. Speaker, 84 teachers received permanent appointment over the 2023-2024 period, and appointments are ongoing. Every government primary and secondary school now hosts a 4-H club, which fosters leadership, innovation, community engagement, and civics responsibility. Presently, Dominica's 4-H program is second only to Jamaica. So we are now helping other countries to build their 4-H. During the fiscal year 2024-2025, youth engagement and agricultural literacy continued on the National Agriculture Education Program through 4-H Club and school gardens. Over 20 schools benefited from the National Seedling Distribution Initiative, and we received technical training and mentoring support from agriculture extension officers, interns of the National Employment Program. Mr. Speaker, work is progressing satisfactorily on the construction of 6 new schools: Goodwill Secondary, Tetmon, Belby-Chopin, Thibault, Calybous, and Sineku Primary. These facilities, sponsored by the People's Republic of China, remain on schedule for completion and handover in 2026. Over 100 local jobs have been created through the constructions of this school. I am especially pleased to highlight that the Goodwill Secondary School will be designed as a center for technical and vocational training. The center will deliver specialized skills training in areas such as hospitality, food preparation, agriculture, electrical installation, and digital technologies, ensuring that our young people and those seeking new opportunities are equipped with particular in-demand skills for the workplace. Work on infrastructural improvements at the college is ongoing. Last year, government spent more than $3 million on the renovation of Block A and B and the re-roofing of the auto mechanics and mechanical engineering workshop. Work on an additional 3 classroom blocks at Calybous Secondary, costing $1.1 million, is 90% complete. All preparation work have been completed for construction of the new Wesley Primary School on the site of the old St. Andrew's Secondary. We look forward to the completion of the Dominica Grammar School, a modern state-of-art facility which will have modern science labs and enhance and improve facilities for teachers. Mr. Speaker, the investigation into the incident of the auditorium at the DGS is ongoing. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the public, let me make sure I'm watching in the camera. I want to assure the public that the safety of our students and teachers at all schools is this government's main concern. Whether it was bringing teachers and students back to school after Maria or in the wake of COVID-19, their safety was our top priority. Whether in the classroom or on a field trip, the safety of our students and teachers is the utmost, we give it utmost attention. Therefore, I say to the public, especially the parents, teachers, and students of the DGS, whatever decision this government takes, it will be with your best interest at heart. So let not your heart be troubled. Because some people are not really interested in students and teachers' safety at all. Because the only interest they know and have is self-interest. So don't worry talking about what could have happened and what maybe would happen. It didn't happen, hallelujah. Our main priority now is the safety of our teachers and students. Mr. Speaker, under the School Safety Initiative, with almost $500,000 from the government of Norway, the government of Dominica and Sidima collaborated in projects to create safe learning environments for students and staff at the Concord and Massac Primary School and the Isaiah Thomas and Calybous Secondary School. Mr. Speaker, work included fencing, installation of entrance and exit gates, railings and movable partition, construction of metal grills over drains, and covered walkway and staircase. Mr. Speaker, work costing $300,000 was undertaken on the Education, Science and Technology Building, the Goodwill and Girondale Primary School. Mr. Speaker, the challenge of providing quality education to all children is a formidable one. Therefore, I graciously thank all the countries, organizations, groups, and individuals who contribute to the education of our children. Mr. Speaker, I extend deepest gratitude and appreciation to the Honorable Wenham Shepherd, P.S. Geese, and all the officers who work with the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence, our parents and principals and teachers for their commendable work. I thank also the Honorable Prime Minister and Cabinet colleagues for your collaboration with the Ministry of Education to make it happen for the people of Dominica, especially our children. Our education reform agenda, Mr. Speaker, will involve revamping of the curriculum to better meet the needs of our dynamic world, ensuring that every child, regardless of where he or she lives, or his background or her background, receive a quality education that equips him or her for the real world. We are modernizing school infrastructure, reducing subject overload at the primary level, introducing technical and vocational skill, and working to create a more inclusive, student-centered system, because we believe that true development includes human resource development. In this regard, 4 new positions will be created to offer more psychosocial support to primary school students. Calybous constituency. Mr. Speaker, I say an special good night to all of the people in the Calybous constituency. The people of Petit Sucre, Saint-Sauveur, Good Hope, Mopo, Deepa, Tranto, Formel, and Calybous proper are very grateful to have a government that cares. We extend gratitude to this government for undertaking the East Coast Road project, which started as $125 million and has increased to $227 million, because every time we see something what water shows, we have to go back and fix it. Mr. Speaker, that kind of money is an extremely large sum in any currency, and trust me, no other administration would spend this amount of money in our area. And this is why we know Labour cares. Mr. Speaker, more than 60.5 million was spent on the Calybous section. Mr. Speaker, is no road nicely, especially in the night, with the reflectors? Yes, nice road self, Mr. Speaker. Finishing touches are being done presently, and we will soon begin to clean up and to beautify. But, Mr. Speaker, it is not just about nice road. It is also about the vulnerability issues which have been addressed by the shelving of banks, 15 retaining walls, 77 culverts, concrete drains on both sides of the road, and 2 higher bridges to allow for greater flow. So far, Mr. Speaker, measures have served their purpose, because we have had some rainy days and we have very little to complain about. Praise the Lord. In addition to feeling and being safer, Mr. Speaker, the Calybous constituency won, on all counts with that new road. $207 million were paid to 224 farmers, plus farmers received compensation for their crops. Several people in the constituency who were employed on this project improved their skills and they learned new skills. Travel time has decreased. Better and faster access to markets, healthcare, and education facilities for residents. People are coming to Calybous just to drive on the road. Savings on shocks and vehicle parts and tires. Smoother ride for patients on the ambulance. And the value of land has increased. And the value and beauty that this project brings have improved our self-image and self-esteem and increased our sense of belonging and pride. So, Mr. Speaker, I invite everyone to enjoy this ride of a lifetime and come to Calybous from the 10th to the 17th of August to share in the Calybous family and friends reunion. You cannot afford to miss anything on that program. Mr. Speaker, I thank the Minister and the Ministry of Public Works for all repair works done on the roads in the Calybous constituency. And Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage my constituents to think outside of the box. With a road like this and being positioned between Kalinago territory and Emerald Pool, with the beauty, the sports, and the cultural vibes of Calybous, Saint-Sauveur, Good Hope, and Petit Sucre, plus the rate at which tourism is growing, sister, there must be some investment that we can make in the tourism industry. Be it traditional agriculture, sports, or culture, we must get a piece of that pie. People like to come to our area for no reason at all, and our best chance is under this budget. This budget offers so much, Mr. Speaker. The Calybous constituency must take a piece of that pie. Now is the time for those who are already offering accommodation to upgrade. Government will allow duty-free concession on essential items such as linen, cutlery, cookware, small appliance, and other furnishing necessary to meet hospitality standard. Upgrade to improve the guest experience and position yourself for the benefits that will come with the international airport. Mr. Speaker, I say to these people, it is time to redo, remodel, improve, upgrade. On your marks, get set to take all what you can get under this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, the Calybous constituency welcomes 6 groups of students so far this year under the Student Study Overseas program. This initiative brings economic opportunities to the area as we have to engage cooks, cleaners, cultural groups, and bus drivers. In addition, the bars and restaurants are benefiting, and because a large part of the time is spent visiting tourist attraction sites, then Dominica benefits. I commend the disaster preparedness group in Good Hope, Calybous, Saint-Sever, and Petit-Soufrière, and our shelter manager and his team. We have worked well, and I also encourage the constituents to work with the team and follow when plans are activated. Mr. Speaker, the relocation process is multi-layered and very costly. However, preparations for the relocation of families from Petit-Soufrière, Saint-Sever, and Good Hope are well advanced. Thus far, 11.58 acres of land has been acquired from 8 landowners. Infrastructure to facilitate construction is in place. Home design and bid documents have been completed. Funding has been secured, and it is expected that government will begin awarding contracts for the construction of these homes by September 2025. Mr. Speaker, I thank the residents for your patience and your active participation in all stakeholder consultation. Mr. Speaker, aside from relocation, residential lots were approved for 4 constituents. 2 people received keys to their new homes, and 4 houses are being built under the Housing Recovery Program. Constituents also received assistance in the form of windows, doors, and building material. Mr. Speaker, I know we have some public servants who are in the process of accessing funds, housing loans. I encourage them to take advantage of the opportunity knocks to 2% housing program under this new budget, especially targeting public officers earning a basic annual salary of $45,000 or less. Mr. Speaker, I called a few people about this program, and one who secured her loan just 2 months ago cannot believe this is happening to her. Almost in tears. Ah, miss, I miss out. So I'm speaking to the others that they won't miss out. I call on them to get on their marks and get set to see all what they can get under this budget. Start to look for whatever you need. So as soon as the announcement comes out, you are ready. Mr. Speaker, more than $250,000 is paid out in Calybous constituency on the NEP and the public support assistance for beneficiaries who are 65 and over. Families continue to benefit from funeral grants, yes, care, medical assistance, and all forms of support. Mr. Speaker, I highly commend the NEP teams and their leaders. The people who are driving along Tarish Street through Pont Cassé coming down to Sylvina can see that our team is second to none. Right. Mr. Speaker, despite our limitations, our youth continue to excel in sports. We have 4 players on the senior men's national football team, 4 players on the national under-15 football team, 2 players on the national under-15 girls football team, 2 players on the national under-14 girls football team. 6 of our youth were selected as part of the group for the Windward Island Inter-School Games. 1 player on the Windward Island and West Indies under-19 cricket team. 1 player on the national under-16 netball team. 1 player on the senior netball team. The vice president of the Football Association is from Saint-Sever, and 1 committee member is from Calybous. Mr. Speaker, I commend all players, and I extend gratitude to all our coaches, trainers, the Reunited and East Central Football Club, who continue to work with the youth of the constituency. Mr. Speaker, over the weekend, I received 11 messages saying to me, Parep, don't forget to speak about our porting facilities, especially our field. And this is why I am happy that our field has received approval so far under the BNTF 12 program, and we are looking forward with much excitement. Mr. Speaker, I know both of our football teams will benefit from the annual subvention to sporting clubs who are in existence for more than 5 years under this budget. So the same thing going on, I say to Reunited and East Central Football Club, on your marks, get set to take all what you can get under this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, our cultural officers are doing a splendid job in ensuring that our culture is preserved. Practice for independence celebration has started at summer camp. I am confident too that some of our cultural groups will receive the annual subvention in this year's budget. Our students continue to benefit from all safety nets program, from uniform to transportation to school feeding, all. Mr. Speaker, last year, there were 43 students from Calybous constituency attending the Dominica State College History Meal. I extend congratulations to the 16 students who graduated from college, the 24 students from the Calybous second constituency who graduated from secondary school, 18 who are entering secondary school, and 4 youth who completed the small device repair program at the Sensei Hub. Mr. Speaker, we are happy that results show improvement in literacy and numeracy in all assessments at all levels, both at the secondary and primary level. I acknowledge the efforts of all the teachers at the Sansovia and Calybous Primary and Calybous Secondary School. Mr. Speaker, the refurbishment work of the Early Childhood Center at the Calybous Primary School was an answer to prayers. Mr. Speaker, we are looking forward to having new computer labs and free additional classroom at CBSS. We are looking forward to the commencement of repair work on the Sansovia Primary School's roof. Mr. Speaker, work at the Sansovia Health Center is almost complete, and the Calybous Health Center has been upgraded. I thank the health workers for the effort they make to ensure that the people in Calybous receive best health care. I commend all new initiatives, the men-only and women-only clinic, and we look forward to a youth-only clinic. We appreciate all of you. Mr. Speaker, I thank the Village Council Chairman, their chairperson and the councillors for their work and their support. I know we would like to do so much more, but we have worked well. Thank you for the effort to keep the village tidy, although this is such a big challenge. The news of having this problem addressed is very good news. I hope a small truck will be stationed by us, since the road in some of our neighborhoods, especially in Petit Sucre, are so narrow. Mr. Speaker, I thank the youth officer for their effort, and I encourage the young people to take advantage of all programs offered. We have over 70 students at summer school, coordinated by 18 mentors and 13 volunteers. The choral assembly, the cultural dances, and the special meals of the day seem to be a big thing. I miss the everything breadfruit and the cod fish day. I hope I catch up on the next one. I also congratulate the members of the Duke of Edinburgh who received their pins this year. And I commend them for adopting the elderly people in the Petit Sucre community by cleaning their yards, cooking. Sometimes we hear all ugly things about young people. You know, they go there, they cook, they clean yard, they scrub step, they get medication, or they just sit with the elderly. Mr. Speaker, this is so cool. And I hope we can do the mural before the summer is over. I commend the women who continue to generate income from the sale of vegetables and potted plants and vetiver. Congratulations to the cassava growers on the value you have added to this produce by beautifully packaging your farine. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that 2 of our agro-processors in Calybous constituency received assistance from government just last month. 2 of our young food processors also had an opportunity to be part of the program in China this year. I appreciate and commend the effort of these agro-processors, and I encourage them to continue to look for ways to add value and to improve their products. Under this budget, we have support for agro-processing, that is channeled for small business unit, the Ministry of Agriculture, Dominica Youth Business Trust, and the Aid Bank and Dexia. To our agro-processors, they know what the line is already. Set up your records, that means to say, on your marks, get your records, make sure you have your certificate for your business and all the things. And just wait a while for when you are the advertisement come out for us to go see what we can get under this budget. We're not going to wait until the advertisement corner for you to contact me, pal, rep. What they say we have to bring again, no, I'm looking in the camera and I'm saying to you, get all your documents ready and wait. Because under this budget, we have a lot to get. Mr. Speaker, the farmers who are serious about farming in the constituency are happy for the money that they're making from the sales of pumpkin and dashing and plantain and furring and ginger and turmeric, to name a few. I met a farmer in the cassava processing facility. He said, Tarek, the farin sell already, we were it roasting. So take your little portion, done. Mr. Speaker, you remember I was sit there in that seat and I was there advertising furring, even in Parliament, for farmers. Now you farmers are saying to me, the furring sold already while it's in the pot. Mr. Speaker, that is the progress that we are making in agriculture and the effort that Dexter is making. And I want to commend the ministers for their effort. Furring selling pot. I said to the farmers, same thing, get ready for what we can get under this budget. I commend our fisher folks who are always ready to help in times of disaster. And we are all happy that work will begin soon to enhance the landing site at Sansoville. Mr. Speaker, water is a stress in Calybous. Water. Mr. Speaker, if you should have a competition on bucket, even if I don't come out first, I must come out second. Because you never have water. So the last thing they did was to put this pressure regulators something. And this has helped for the last 3 months. Because they are trying to address it by not letting the water run down to the hill and then those up cannot get. That has done well. But we are happy to report that initial works have begun on the new water system for Calybous. A first community consultation was held, and the project will cost over $3 million. So we'll have a construction of a new intake, we'll have tanks, new pipes, distribution pipes, and all nice things, and we are looking forward to that. And I encourage those who are interested in finding employment in this project to register at the village council or at the constituency office. You can work as a small contractor with your team, or you can just be holding sign directing traffic. We have another opportunity for jobs in the Calybous constituency. Mr. Speaker, as I close, I want to thank God who gives me more grace when the burdens get heavier. My love and the rest of the family for all you do to help me. Mr. Speaker, my love is the best. The people of the Calybous constituency for your love and your prayer and your support. My church and prayer warriors, the Labor Rights and Friends group both here and abroad, office staff, all the community party groups, the Roseau Calybous group and the diaspora group, the constituency executive who make it happen for me, Senator Lockhart and Mr. Johnson-Drago, who are always there. And I want to thank all the Calybous people for your loyalty to the Dominica Labour Party. I thank the Prime Minister and the Dominica Labour Party for giving me the opportunity to serve at this level. Mr. Speaker, I thank my cabinet colleagues, and I urge you to remain steadfast. You will be enriched. 2 Corinthians 9:11. You will be enriched in every way, so that you can be generous in every way. And because of your generosity, people will give thanks to God. I say to everyone out there, on your marks, get set to take all what you can get from this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, I support this budget wholeheartedly. God bless us all, and God bless our plans for our country. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Wenham Shepherd, if you are recognized, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I even go further, let me ask your permission to reference my notes.
Yes, permission granted.
Because like the minister said previous to me, if I do not stay scripted, I will run over time. Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank the Honorable Minister of Finance and his team, and of course my colleagues, for a very detailed 2025-2026 budget. What a wow. Mr. Speaker, recognizing the challenges with and in this global economic climate, and in this continued effort to prioritize national resilience and maintain people-centered development is clearly on the front burner for this Labour Party-led government. I rise this evening to speak both as a representative of education innovation and as a proud daughter of the Portsmouth constituency. I rise to explore, albeit succinctly, aspects of this 2025 budget that speak to my constituency, the town of Portsmouth, education, and indeed the wholesome development of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Mr. Speaker, it's now evening, and even as I speak, work is going on. To date, we in education have increased allocation to early childhood development, expanded TVET, continued support to scholarship programs and teacher training, and the integration of digital learning platforms. And let me take this opportunity in this house, where records are kept, to thank the Ministry of Digital Economy through the NTRC's Universal Service Fund for the restocking and refurbishment of 2 computer labs for the Portsmouth Secondary School, equipped with computers, projectors, and printers. This amounts to over 150,000, Mr. Speaker, all in hopes of strengthening our education sector and supporting goals of equity, access, and quality across the education system. Mr. Speaker, we were delighted to hear from the Finance Minister that the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence received the 3rd highest allocation of the budget at 71.3 million. According to the Finance Minister, government underscores our long-standing commitment to education as a critical driver of development. Mr. Speaker, 7 schools, because we include the Dominica Grammar School, are currently under construction. 1 to house the Center of Excellence for students who are differently abled, special needs, and another Center of Excellence for technical vocational training. We still have some room for improvement, Mr. Speaker. You heard of our lovely record and accolade from my minister. But, Mr. Speaker, we know that by the time we've reached completion, that our score will even be higher. Mr. Speaker, in my life already lived, I have come to notice that people are strange. And Mr. Speaker, who knows? This strangeness may well be what makes each of us creative, inventive, and curious. Mr. Speaker, I have come to know also that humans, we must practice thankfulness. We want opportunities. I paused and I examined this part of a quote from a young constituent and from the Potato Garden, Glanville, in my constituency, Mr. Speaker. We want opportunities. In presenting the 2025 budget to us, Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister noted that education reform is not just a necessity, it is an opportunity. We want opportunities. Who else has given more opportunities to the youth of Dominica, Mr. Speaker? Who else? Opportunities come from this government in abundance, and opportunities can flow from our businesses' willingness to put themselves out there. Some of them receiving funding for their various businesses from the government. It is not a reproach, Mr. Speaker, but a call for action, gratitude, and the spirit of sharing. Open up the businesses to others. Be a mentor. Hire one or more young people, or just have them join you. It's summertime. You see some of them, probably you find they roam in the streets too much. Call them, tell them, come and meet you. Give them the experience. It is a win-win relationship. As a seminal part of my presentation, I must reiterate my commitment to the people of the Portsmouth constituency. Invariably, I hope I would be within my order to say that I extend my best to the people of Portsmouth and Dominica by extension. There's much to be excited about in that budget for the Northern Town. It's Calybous Marina Development, a project that my colleague minister and I share, Honorable Roy, will bring an added quality of vibrancy to Portsmouth, its environs, neighboring communities, and the northern spaces. The finance minister stated in the budget that the marina development is progressing on schedule. And Mr. Speaker, I can attest to that. Just last week, I did a tour there, and I'm not sure, probably because of how I think, but I actually saw the marina development. I saw the mega yachts. I saw the smaller ones being docked there. I just saw it in completion, Mr. Speaker. And, Mr. Speaker, the opportunities are amazing. The finance minister spoke about the installation of the fixed jetties, floating pontoons, and the provision of marina services such as docking, fueling, waste disposal, and security. The opportunities for employment are attractive. There will be opportunities for the training and employment of a local workforce. I want to repeat that. There will be opportunities for the training and employment of a local workforce, ensuring that Dominicans are equipped to take full advantage of the opportunities within the marine tourism sector. And just last week, Mr. Speaker, I received the go-ahead to have the assessors come down to look at our space here in Dominica and to see how we will roll out our yachting and marine training program. Anichi Resort in Picard is expected to become operational by October 2026. This, Mr. Speaker, is another wellspring of opportunity. Mr. Speaker, and I smile, the growth of AXOM cannot be underestimated. The socioeconomic benefits of the American Canadian School of Medicine can already be felt. Mr. Speaker, the relationship between this government and this institution has to be commended. The people of my constituency embrace the American Canadian School of Medicine, and undoubtedly, opportunities continue to emerge. According to the budget, the American Canadian School of Medicine is enhancing our profile in medical education and stimulating economic activity in the North through housing, transportation, retail, and services. Mr. Speaker, if you drive down to the Picard area where the university is housed or resident too, you will see it for yourself. Mr. Speaker, the budget tells us that over the last years, more than 130 million was invested to restore and develop agriculture and the fisheries sectors. At 1 mile, Mr. Speaker, we in the Portsmouth constituency are witnessing the growth and sustainable development of agriculture. Mr. Speaker, people take those things lightly. Sometimes you hear them say nothing is happening. But Mr. Speaker, when you have the tissue culture lab in your constituency, and you're not just providing food and job opportunities for Dominica, you're doing that for the Caribbean region, how can you say nothing is happening, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, and just mentioning 1 Mile and agriculture, I have to recall my last ceremony that I attended there. That's about a week or two ago. Mr. Speaker, the innovation that goes on there, we saw some new tractors and tillers and some other bits and pieces. And Mr. Speaker, I also took a trip to China about 2 weeks prior to that, the People's Republic of China. And Mr. Speaker, what I saw at home already going on and what I experienced in China, Minister Ray, I am with you in that mission to grow our agricultural industry. It will happen, it's bound to happen, it must happen. We certainly will continue to be the food basket of the Caribbean. And I see we export into Florida now, so probably we might take the world too. Mr. Speaker, just as I have come to know that people are strange, denying opportunities available and unfolding in Dominica, I have come to know that people can be impatient as well. Dominica's development takes time, Mr. Speaker, and our people should take this in for a while. It takes time. We must be patient, particularly when you, the people, see and know that your government is working, Mr. Speaker. We have to be patient. Be cooperative with projects and their implementation. The completion of renovations, Mr. Speaker, to the Customs and Excise building at Longhouse is comforting. As it is closer to the vessels coming, officers can be more relaxed and better positioned to serve. I'm going to say again, Mr. Speaker, that we have to be patient with those projects. We are thankful to the persons who provided the quarters for government to house the Custom and Excise building at the Longhouse. And as a parliamentary representative, I can vouch for your integrity as landlords. Here's another call for patience. This has to do with the construction of the international airport at Wesley and the condition, Mr. Speaker, of the Portsmouth to Hatton Garden Road. Be assured that that road will be thoroughly repaired and enhanced. We are building a significantly formidable system of transportation that, in the case of Portsmouth and the international airport, flows from airline to shipping line. In processes of transportation, goods must be preserved, and an excellent road network ensures this, Mr. Speaker. Roads build economies. We've heard that multiple times. Let us be patient. Sports is such an attraction for the people of Portsmouth. Mr. Speaker, I quote from the 2025 budget again. It reads, "We believe that every child must be grounded in the basics of literacy and numeracy, but also exposed to a wide range of practical and creative skills, including agriculture, art, and music. This must be balanced with a focus on the child's mental and physical well-being through sports and other activities that nurture holistic development." Mr. Speaker, I pause to congratulate the Aspirers Athletics Club I happen to be the main sponsor for this club, Mr. Speaker. We are the Gold Medal Factory. That's the name that we have inherited since we have emerged club champions and national champions, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it's no surprise, you know, a winning sponsor for a winning team. Mr. Speaker, aspirers have gone on to feed into the character team, the Windward Islands School Games team, and we have no doubt that with the sort of progress that I'm seeing in less than a year, Mr. Speaker, that this team will certainly have athletes on our Olympic stage. A reformed education system, Mr. Speaker, must produce students who are not only equipped with knowledge, but who also possess critical thinking and analytical skills, an entrepreneurial spirit, and a deep sense of compassion for humanity and the environment. Mr. Speaker, the 400-meter synthetic track to be located in Portsmouth, it promises to train and produce some of Dominica's more exceptional athletes. In the Point Trong area, I look ahead to see athletes and sports people from other neighboring territories competing with Dominica's best. 2026, 2028, Minister George stated 2028 to host the Character Games. Let's be patient. As Roseau becomes enhanced, Portsmouth will also be enhanced, Mr. Speaker. A contract for supervision of the Roseau Enhancement Project will be awarded by August 2025, Mr. Speaker. The Roseau Enhancement Project, Mr. Speaker, will transform this picturesque city with its French touches into one of the most salubrious places for visitors to walk. Dominica's capital is made up of residential areas with businesses juxtaposed and intermingled. This contributes to the city's charm and Dominica's marketing of its tourism product. Mr. Speaker, when Roseau and Dominica is enhanced, Portsmouth will surely be enhanced. It is an integrated movement in and off towns and cities. We in Portsmouth must be ready, and I urge my constituents, Mr. Speaker, especially those with the vacant lots, to come forward and to work together with me and others and the Ministry of Housing, I am sure, and Urban Development on the Portsmouth Development Plan. And I am committing to seeing this, or if I dare say, shepherding this project, the Portsmouth Development Plan, into implementation. Mr. Speaker, I will continue to work with all the line ministries, the local government, the schools, and the community to ensure that the budget's proclamations are implemented, the resources reach the people that need them, and no one from the Portsmouth constituency is barred from opportunities arising in Dominica. Mr. Speaker, home renovation and sanitization, repairs to private homes, housing materials, the HRP and EU-funded homes. The Portsmouth constituency have also benefited from this. And before I continue, Mr. Speaker, again, remember I mentioned education innovation. So I'm probably going to refer to some very interesting notes at this moment. So I beg your indulgence. And Mr. Speaker, I hope you're not going to say it's point of order. But some people are not necessarily creative enough to see things through completion. So I brought some visual aid. Of course, with my teaching background, I know what that can do. So, Mr. Speaker, we have new jobs through the National Employment Program. Over 35 of them in the Portsmouth constituency. And this brings more than $150,000 to the constituency. Some people, they cannot understand what is the NEP, so I'm showing them that it's part of my beautification team in Portsmouth at work. This is one of the empty lots too that was converted into a nice sitting space. Mr. Speaker, this one is complete. And you may be saying, why this? But it is intercontinental in Portsmouth. Nice place. We have some very good summer packages. The intercontinental, yes. Mr. Speaker, a lot of people do not know this. And they like to cry on one of the programs that was very critical and instrumental in having one of what? 6 stars? The Secret Bay, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, I don't have a fundamental problem what you are doing, but according to Standing Order 41.8, a member shall read his speech except with the leave of the Speaker or Chairman, but he may read extracts or printing papers in support of his argument, so you should ask for permission.
Mr. Speaker, I did that. But Mr. Speaker, do I have your permission to continue with my notes? This also forms part of my presentation.
No, you should ask. You should ask before. Yeah.
So, Mr. Speaker, I'm asking if I can use my visual aid.
Yes, permission granted.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, don't worry, easy to get back on track. Vibes. Mr. Speaker, vibes in the tongue. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you, my boy's telling me thank you, pal rep. Because Mr. Speaker, man making money. I don't think I have to break down this slang. This one is the Cabrit Marina. And we're almost there. We're on time, we're on schedule, we're ahead of schedule. And I thank all of the young men who are working hard on this project, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you need to look for your vessel. Mr. Speaker, one of the most talked about projects, the outdoor courts. So let me show, wait, that looking pretty, not true? That's the outdoor courts. All right, so we have 2 courts. Mr. Speaker, and people like to think that when you put them in, not, Mr. Speaker, we're using it. We're using it. So we have basketball, netball, the tennis. We don't have our nets yet, but they come in. Our lights come in. I know that. So plenty things happening, Mr. Speaker, in Portsmouth. And the young ladies that you see here, Mr. Speaker, we have our netball tournament coming up in October, Mr. Speaker. So probably you can take the drive and enjoy some of the netball action. Mr. Speaker, the first ever, small business trade show. Portsmouth again. So, Mr. Speaker, I already know it happening next year. So. Mr. Speaker, and this one, very, very passionate about it. Pays yachting services. Mr. Speaker, this one, we used to say yachting season, but every day is yachting season in Portsmouth. The best harbor in the Caribbean, best natural harbor. Mr. Speaker, all now if you go there, you will see the lights of these vessels. This has extended thanks to the Ministry of Tourism as well. This is now extended. And Mr. Speaker, coming out of that, like my colleague minister is saying, Minister Roye, we also hosted the first ever trolley tour in Portsmouth. And they're coming again next year. The French selling their vessels. Yes, Minister of Education, she's very familiar with that kind of business. Mr. Speaker, and this one, 2026, Anichi. It's a little more developed at the time the photo was taken, you know, but it's way ahead now. So the Anichi Resort, the Marriott Anichi, come in. Be patient. It's coming. And Mr. Speaker, housing still remains a major issue, even if I highlighted that, you know, some of the things were happening. But I have a picture of this newly complete one. Minister of Housing would like that to put in the office. You know? Now, Mr. Speaker, I don't know if you can see, but I see you have your aid in your your glasses. I hope you can see this. Mr. Speaker, we're not giving people.
Members, speed it up on all
Yeah.
the pictures. Then let's focus on presentation
Mr.
in
Speaker,
the
this is
debate.
part of my presentation.
Because no. Member,
come in.
what I do not want to happen, and for the future, and I'm making a decision there now, that any member is going to use those chats, they need to run it by the speaker in advance for pre-approval, because I don't know what any other member can decide to come and present. You understand? So let's move quick, let's finish with it, and go back to your actual speech.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, the housing. This one I wanted you to pay special attention because some people still have negative connotations to that. The roof. Look at how it is done. It means, of course, modern resilience. And we talk about generational wealth and opportunities.
5 more minutes.
Somebody can use the upstairs of the facility. And Mr. Speaker, we are connected with the people, so we know how to assist them. 5 minutes. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the honorable member be given an extra 10 minutes, please.
Second, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved and seconded that the Honorable Wenham Shepherd be given an additional 10 minutes. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Honorable member, you are given an additional 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I also wanted to speak to the support for our students with the uniform grant, the books, transportation, school fees, bags, and other stationery and scholarships, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in Portsmouth too, we have a number of festivals, the St. Peter's Feast. We have the Breakfast Village, very popular during the Jazz and Creole season. Creole in the North. We had the Traditor, which I mentioned previously, and the inaugural kite flying festival, or the Kite Festival, Mr. Speaker, and the most anticipated Christmas market will definitely be on again this year. Mr. Speaker, our small businesses in Portsmouth, they are the heartbeat of the town, and we continue to give support to our small businesses through the small business desk at the constituency office. We have Mothers and Fathers Day celebrations, and the empowerment, Mr. Speaker, of the people of the constituency is very critical and high on the agenda. We run programs such as children's sewing, the electrical installation at various levels. We have our participants also receiving their NVQ certification. We have hair braiding, we have cake decorating, and Mr. Speaker, for the very first time, we had the children's sewing and the Little Chefs program. I want to say thank you to the People's Republic of China for having provided the children with the sewing machines special for their age. And I want to thank Ms. Roed Kazimi, who is the Adult Education Field Officer, for the tremendous work that she's doing, and all of our facilitators, Mrs. Matthew, Mrs. Peter, Mr. Lincoln Daniel, and so many others. We also have welding going on, Mr. Speaker, in the Portsmouth area, and I'm also like to say thanks to Mr. Peter London, who is from the neighboring constituency. For sports and recreation, Mr. Speaker, as I said, we have created national champions through the Aspires Athletics Club. I also want to say kudos to the young ladies, the Bombers Starlights, who are the women's champion, reigning champion for football, Mr. Speaker. And I did mention that in October we'll have a netball tournament coming up. Mr. Speaker, community improvements continue to happen, and we're looking at the repairs of roads and drains. In Bourne, we have Destiny. In Dodan, we have the Grand Riviere Road, portion of the Grand Riviere Road, and we have continued beautification. And I want to also say thank you to the Dodan Development Committee. They continue to partner with me to do a number of the community improvements, and to the village councillors there as well. Mr. Speaker, people's welfare is very paramount, and so we're looking at doing some psychosocial support for our constituents. We continue to benefit from the non-pensions fees and the care of our elders. Mr. Speaker, this budget is one of possibilities. With the right people to manage and people-centered leadership, a Labour Party-led leadership, every nook and cranny of Dominica can have a brighter future. I support the budget, Mr. Speaker, with a spirit of accountability and collaboration from all stakeholders. I urge our people, my brothers and sisters, to be patient and united in the development of Dominica. Before I conclude, I want to say thank you to the constituents from Dodan and Bourne, Zika and Chance, Portsmouth, Glanvilla, Georgetown, Picard, and Tibet, my family, the young ladies at the constituency office, Anisha Joseph, Nicole Carrier, Tibet, the constituency association and the party groups, my dear young people, the labor women, the prayer warriors, the supportive business owners and partners, and NSC should get a special shout out, Mr. Speaker, the Portsmouth Town Council, the various community groups, and individuals who continue to keep me on my feet, keep me on my toes. And, Mr. Speaker, to conclude, may God continue to bless this beautiful land of ours. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Rule, you are recognized. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A pleasant good evening to everyone in this honorable chamber. Mr. Speaker, I stand here this evening to support wholeheartedly the budget put before this honorable house by the Minister of Finance. Now, Mr. Speaker, as intently as I listened to the Minister for Finance, I listened to the senator from Marigot just as intently. And Mr. Speaker, I found it funny. I found it funny that a man who is trying to be the voice of the youth supports a party that he himself has admitted has no interest in young people, Mr. Speaker. No, but Honorable Charles, you're my partner. But Mr. Speaker, although he's not here, he's listening, I'm sure. But Mr. Speaker, I listened to his presentation, and Mr. Speaker, there are numerous things that I could point out, and I will point out, because he mentioned that, and he said that the numbers don't agree with the stories that we tell. But did he listen to the Minister of Agriculture when he gave the numbers and he gave the story? Did he listen to the Minister of Housing, the Minister of Tourism, when they spoke not just to what was presented by the Minister for Finance, but also what was done in their respective ministries, Mr. Speaker? And on top of that, you know, Mr. Speaker, he pulled out the estimates, Mr. Speaker, and you know, he tried a little bit of fanfare. He told you for you to pull out your estimates. But, Mr. Speaker, I listened to his presentation, and what I gather from what he said is that out of a 427-page document, he read from page 1 to page 30. And do you know what is in the contents of page 1 to page 30? PSIP and revenue. And that's what he spoke about. And there are other things in there, but those are the main things that he spoke about. And he kept on... Yeah, I read most, my dear. But, Mr. Speaker, he kept on referencing PSIP as if, you know, that is the yardstick to measure this government's performance. But, Mr. Speaker, what he forgot, and I don't know if he forgot or he deliberately did not mention it, is the fact that there's recurrent expenditure in there, Mr. Speaker. And the recurrent expenditure is what fuels a lot of the interventions and the operations and the activities of this government. So that is why the ministers can stand here and speak to the achievements that they make, Mr. Speaker. Because if you look, you know, he criticized agriculture pretty heavily, Mr. Speaker. And if you look at the estimates, but Mr. Speaker, if you look at the estimates and you look at agriculture and you look at all of the heads under the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Speaker, agriculture planning and administration, agriculture extension, diversification and advisory services, product chemist laboratory, veterinary health and quarantine services, plant quarantine services and protection services, livestock development, land use planning, statistics and information, crop research and field experimentation, agricultural investment unit, and Mr. Speaker, the list goes on and on. But I really do not have that much time to present, so I will leave it at that. But, Mr. Speaker, you know, the public needs to be cautious, and you know, we need to pay attention to these things. And you know, I felt it deep in my spirit to want to rebut some of the things that were said by the senator, Mr. Speaker. And on top of that, Mr. Speaker, when he tried to quote figures for the certificate of naturalization, Mr. Speaker, it reminded me of mathematicians of the past from the same village, you know, Mr. Speaker, who they do all kind of funny things to come up with figures, Mr. Speaker, that don't make sense. But, Mr. Speaker, what was, you know, particularly troubling for me as well is when he spoke about youth, Mr. Speaker, and he spoke about, you know, programs not happening for young people. And I was happy to hear my colleague, Honorable George, mention that it is not because it's not only the Ministry of Youth that has programs for young people. There are programs happening in housing, in the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, education, Mr. Speaker, small business. So for him to say those things, and I mean, the man is an educated man, so I know he knows better. But he comes in this honorable house to say these things that are simply false, Mr. Speaker. And I had to, Mr. Speaker, refute some of these things this evening. But, Mr. Speaker, as I come back to the budget, I really want to lend my voice in support of the 2025-2026 national budget and commend the Minister of Finance for such a masterful delivery, Mr. Speaker. I think that, you know, this budget is an affirmation of this government that remains responsive, focused and unrelenting in the work of the people of Dominica, Mr. Speaker. And this budget is placed against a backdrop of so much uncertainty, Mr. Speaker. Every time you turn on the news, every time you listen to the radio, you hear about a war there, something else there. And Mr. Speaker, sometimes you don't even want to turn on your television to watch these things. But this is the reality that we are faced with, Mr. Speaker, because the things that happen outside there affect us. So when people say that things in Dominica are so hard, ask anybody anywhere else in the world, and they will tell you the same thing, that there are economic challenges and there are economic pressures in any country, Mr. Speaker. And then we all know about, inflation and the cost of living. And the reality is, Mr. Speaker, Dominica has not been spared from these shocks. Yet through prudent financial stewardship and visionary leadership, Mr. Speaker, this government has kept this ship steady. While other nations are struggling to cope, and by the way, Mr. Speaker, permission to refer to my notes from time to time, because
Permission granted, but I thought you were doing excellent without notes.
No, well, Mr. Speaker, I preempted a scolding, so I said, let me ask for the permission first. But, Mr. Speaker, Dominica recorded real GDP growth of 3.5% in 2024, and is projected to have growth of 4.2% in 2025. Mr. Speaker, this is no small feat, and it is a testament to the experienced leadership of our Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, a man who time and time again has proven to be able to navigate the roughest seas while never losing sight of the horizon, Mr. Speaker. And in moments of global uncertainty, experience is not a luxury, it is a necessity, Mr. Speaker. And although, Mr. Speaker, it might sound like a cliche, but this is truly a budget that has something for everyone, Mr. Speaker, from the farmers to the fisher folk, from the entrepreneurs to the educators. Every Dominican from all walks of life can turn a page in this budget and see something that resonates with them, Mr. Speaker. Whether it's the establishment of the Fab Lab at the Dominica State College, preparing youth for careers in tech and design, or the village state programs that empower rural homeowners through tourism, Mr. Speaker. This is a budget that breathes more life into the vision of a dynamic Dominica. But, Mr. Speaker, beyond the numbers and the allocations, this budget reaffirms something that is even more important, that this is the people's government. This Dominica Labour Party administration is listening, responding, and delivering, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our ears are on the ground, our hearts are with the people, and believe it, Mr. Speaker, our hands are at work. Mr. Speaker, so today, this evening, I feel compelled to address a dangerous and persistent narrative. One that has been peddled on platforms, street corners, and town halls by members of the opposition and their sympathizers. A narrative that says that nothing is happening for youth in Dominica. A narrative that is false, reckless, and disrespectful to the hundreds of young people who are living proof of this government's investment in youth empowerment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when opposition forces, they get up and they go on social media, on talk shows, and dismiss the work being done for our young people, they are not attacking the government, What they are doing is denying young people their truth. They are undermining real and tangible progress made by young entrepreneurs, students, tradesmen, professionals, who have benefited from government programs. And Mr. Speaker, I say that this kind of politics is not just unproductive, it is dangerous. Because instead of guiding our young people to these opportunities, instead of educating them on how they can attain grants, training, and scholarships, they choose to sit back, criticize, and poison a well of hope, Mr. Speaker, with misfortune and misinformation. And in doing so, Mr. Speaker, they are becoming part of the problem, not the solution. Mr. Speaker, the youth of Dominica deserve better than that. They deserve leaders who inspire, not mislead. They deserve advocates who will point them to resources, not convince them that there are none. Mr. Speaker, this government is not in the business of empty talk. And we are in the business of building futures, brick by brick, program by program, and budget by budget. And this government, Mr. Speaker, without a doubt, is working for us, the young people of Dominica. When I think about tourism, Mr. Speaker, and I reflect on this year's budget, I'm reminded that resilience and sustainability are not abstract ideas. And Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, the whole ethos, if you could say that, of resilience is deeply rooted in youth benefit, Mr. Speaker, because we are building today and we are trying our best to build as best as we can so that the youth can benefit. Because unmistakably, Mr. Speaker, it is the youngest among us who will benefit from the developments that we make today, Mr. Speaker, because they are the ones who will inherit this nation tomorrow. So, Mr. Speaker, when we hear in the budget that we have the transmission network for the geothermal plant, Mr. Speaker, and that a portion of that development will be underground, Mr. Speaker, 75% according to the Minister for Energy. Mr. Speaker, I mean, obviously, building it above ground would be cheaper. You can correct me if I'm wrong, right? It would be cheaper. But because this administration sees the value in doing things right, Mr. Speaker, and doing things to last for the benefit not just of us, but those who come after us, Mr. Speaker, that when we talk about benefit and when we talk about benefit to young people, that is something that is beneficial to us and will be beneficial to us, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we continue to speak of development and the most transformational project, I have to mention the international airport. Mr. Speaker, that's more than a building, you know, Mr. Speaker. That is a gateway to opportunity. It is infrastructure that will outlive all of us. And our young people, Mr. Speaker, will be the greatest beneficiaries. Mr. Speaker, when you look at it, even now, before a single flight has landed on the tarmac of the new international airport, we are seeing the fruits of our labor and all the work that is being done by the Ministry of Tourism behind the scenes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, rental companies, most of which who are owned by young Dominican men, are booming, Mr. Speaker. New operators are entering the market, buying vehicles, hiring staff, and positioning themselves to strategically, because they understand one thing, that this Dominica Labour Party has created the conditions for growth, with direct flights that we now enjoy because of American Airlines and United Airlines. And Mr. Speaker, many of our young entrepreneurs have taken note. If this is what is happening now, before the airport is completed, imagine the scale of opportunity that awaits each and every Dominican in 2027 when the airport is fully operational. Mr. Speaker, this is what we are building and this is what the future looks like. Mr. Speaker, in the area of digital skills, Mr. Speaker, there's no doubt about it that digital skills and the digital economy is a key element of this Dominica Labour Party's development agenda, Mr. Speaker. And I've been following the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project for a long time. and I've spoke about it in successive parliaments, but every time we come to budget, the beauty of it is that there's something else to speak about, Mr. Speaker. So in the past, we've spoke about work online, Dominica. We have spoke about the grants that were provided to entrepreneurs to support their digitization. And today, Mr. Speaker, I can speak about the summer camp that is being hosted by the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, Mr. Speaker, for children between the ages of 11 to 17. And this is happening across the innovation hubs. And the purpose of this summer camp is to teach them coding and game design, Mr. Speaker, 2D modeling, Java, Python, and more. And Mr. Speaker, this camp is not just about learning to code. It is about instilling in our youth the belief that they can build apps, design games, and shape the technologies of tomorrow. It is about unlocking their creativity, giving them the tools to put them on par with their global peers. Mr. Speaker, that is powerful. Because what we are doing is turning passive tech users into active innovators. The kind who could one day develop the next Roblox, launch a tech startup, or design immersive educational tools. And Mr. Speaker, this doesn't just stop at summer camps, Mr. Speaker. We've heard from previous speakers before about the fabrication laboratory at the Dominica State College, Mr. Speaker, the Fab Lab. This is high tech. This space will give students access to cutting-edge equipment like 3D printers, coding software, and electronic workstations, Mr. Speaker. This thing will be more than just a workshop. This is a launch pad for future engineers, Mr. Speaker, digital creatives, young inventors, and the list goes on and on. And Mr. Speaker, in a world increasingly driven by technology, these initiatives are not just forward-thinking, but they are essential. And they reflect this government's understanding that digital transformation is not just about e-services and websites. It's about people. It's about equipping every young Dominican with the skills, mindset, and access to technology to ensure that they don't get left behind in the global race. And this is how we are ensuring that Dominica's young people are not just future ready, but future leading, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I had plans to talk about education, but I think that makes no sense going after the Minister of Education and the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education. So I'm just going to brush over that, Mr. Speaker. But let me as well also speak to skills training, Mr. Speaker. We've heard the numbers from both the Honorable Minister Roberts and Honorable George regarding the training programs which have taken place across the country and that have hundreds of young people trained over the last several years, Mr. Speaker, and that impact cannot be overstated. I, for one, am especially encouraged by the short courses being offered by the Youth Development Division in areas of graphic design, video editing, digital device maintenance, sewing, and much more. And I had an opportunity to facilitate one of these sessions, and you know, these are some very bright students, Mr. Speaker. And to be able to provide a platform like that to build on and harness their creative abilities and talents, Mr. Speaker, that has to be commended, Mr. Speaker. And I must, at this moment, commend the Chief Youth Development Officer, Ms. Merita Hyacinth, for hitting the ground running and breathing new life into the division, Mr. Speaker. And just for the benefit of Honorable Charles, I am told that the Northeast is earmarked for skills training in heavy equipment and truck operators, as well as beauty and wellness. So I'm pretty sure that you welcome that. Mr. Speaker, the truth is that none of this would be possible without the vision and commitment of this Dominican Labour Party administration, which continues to invest in the capacity, creativity, and competence of our youth, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, it would be remiss of me if I did not speak about the Dominican Youth Business Trust. And I hope that 20 years later, the Minister of Trade, the former Minister of Youth, is pleased to hear about the gains and the successes that we've had at the Dominican Youth Business Trust over the last 20 years. Mr. Speaker, the DYBT has stood as a pillar for youth entrepreneurship in Dominica, supporting training, mentorship, access to finance, and it has created jobs, developed industries, and contributed to the national economy. Mr. Speaker, across the island, we are witnessing bold, new generation of entrepreneurs who are excelling in their fields. Take, for example, Ms. Shelley Paris-Bell, who Honorable Lockhart would have mentioned in her presentation yesterday, and her business, 20-gram services. And Mr. Speaker, I know she is extremely proud and she will continue to support her journey. And I just want to let her know publicly that I will support her as well in that journey, along with you, Madam Minister. And, you know, I'm happy to say that right now I'm actually testing one of her beard oils. So, Mr. Speaker, so far, so good. So far, so good. But, Mr. Speaker, you know, this government's commitment to young people is on bold display today. Mr. Speaker, now I know you mentioned visual aids, and really and truly, I have one brief one that I will beg your indulgence for briefly.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this beautiful, there's the camera, right? There we go. Mr. Speaker, this beautiful cover of the 2025-2026 budget address by the Honorable Minister of Finance was designed by Mr. Cameron Joseph of Infinity Media, a young Dominican entrepreneur and a DYBT client, Mr. Speaker. And this, Mr. Speaker, this is what empowerment looks like. It's not just about talking about supporting young people and claiming to be the voice of young people. Mr. Speaker, it's about giving them the platforms to shine, Mr. Speaker. And, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about, you know, giving entrepreneurs the platforms to shine, I recall one entrepreneur, and Dr. Henderson would like this one. It's our girl from Grand Colibri. and that's Miss Sandy Popon. Now, this is a young entrepreneur who was able to travel to China during the last fiscal year. And we must never underestimate what these things mean to our entrepreneurs. Because I can tell you, if you've seen her business card, on her business card, Mr. Speaker, she has a photo of herself on the Great Wall of China. And that is on her business card. So that just shows the level of appreciation she has for such an experience where she got
6 more minutes. 6.
I need some.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to move that the member be given 10 more minutes.
Seconded, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved and seconded that the Honorable Senator Rowe be given an additional 10 minutes. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Senator Rowe, you are given an additional 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to my colleagues on this side of the Honorable House, Mr. Speaker. So yeah, just speaking about DYBT and what we have done, for the last financial year, we were able to train 75 entrepreneurs. And we were able to provide support to over 100 entrepreneurs, Mr. Speaker. And when we talk about support, we were able to review and support the development of 44 business plans for our entrepreneurs, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we've hosted all of our training programs, the Entrepreneurial Development Program, which is a 1-month program that helps budding entrepreneurs, persons who have an idea that want to become entrepreneurs, to actually work to the point of launching their business. And Mr. Speaker, it must be noted that this year, when we did the call for application, we had over 60 people apply for that program. And what that tells me is that there's a bubbling spirit of entrepreneurship in this country, and that is because they see the opportunities being created by this Dominican Labour Party administration, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for our other program, the Small Business Assistance Facility, which targets existing entrepreneurs, Mr. Speaker, we pride ourselves on being able to modernize and keep up to date with the training that we deliver. And this year, we were able to introduce sessions in AI tools for small business and content creation and digital marketing. On top of that, Mr. Speaker, because of the direct interest of the entrepreneurs who were saying that an hour, 2-hour session in digital marketing and content creation was not sufficient, we went on and we did a 3-day program, Mr. Speaker, on content creation and digital marketing. And that was something that all of the entrepreneurs who participated loved. And people are asking us to do it again. And we will. We'll be doing it shortly. Mr. Speaker, there's a host of other things we've been able to do over the last fiscal year. But one thing I would want to highlight a bit is something that I'm very proud of, which is the DYBT mentorship program. Now, Mr. Speaker, you're in business, and you would definitely understand the value of mentorship. But we also have to understand that sometimes as young entrepreneurs, there is a gap. There's not sufficient people who young entrepreneurs can turn to in their particular circles. So mentorship becomes extremely important. And over the last financial year, we've been able to pair a total of 15 mentors, mentees to mentors, Mr. Speaker. And I have to thank people like Miss Alice Dirampel, who is a mentor with DYBT. And what I've noticed, Mr. Speaker, is that the private sector is really supporting the initiative and wanting to give up, well, loan their staff to support the mentorship program, Mr. Speaker. But as we look to the future, we are committed to utilizing the $500,000 allocated in this year's budget wisely. We will continue to provide training. We will also, Mr. Speaker, continue to create a platform for young entrepreneurs to be seen. Because too many times you hear entrepreneurs saying that, oh, the country hard and this and that. And I tell them all the time, Mr. Speaker, that is simply not the case. The real issue is that too many of our entrepreneurs are not known. We don't know about them. They don't do sufficient marketing, Mr. Speaker. They're not exposed sufficiently. So obviously you will have a problem with sales if nobody knows that you exist, Mr. Speaker. So that is why we have found it fit to create platforms where we can profile our entrepreneurs and expose them to new markets. And that is something that we'll continue to do, Mr. Speaker. And I was also happy to hear that Honorable Pinard and the Small Business Unit will be doing something similar, whereby they will be extending the Portsmouth exposition to 2 days, Mr. Speaker. Excellent stuff, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, very briefly, I'll just touch on agriculture. I mean, really and truly, there's not a lot you can say, other than the fact that this is arguably an agriculture budget. And in it being an agriculture budget, it is a budget that encourages and incentivizes young people to want to be involved in agriculture. And we've spoken about the dollar list, Mr. Speaker, and the rebates and the concessions outlined alongside existing duty-free measures now make agriculture more accessible and more attractive, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even with the national abattoir, I think that young people really need to take up that challenge and form some type of group to take advantage of the management of the national abattoir, Mr. Speaker. Because really and truly, you can't get a sweeter deal than that, All of the capital investment, the heavy capital investment needed for such a project has already been done by the government. So what you have to do is come in, step in and manage the facility, Mr. Speaker. And after hearing the Minister of Agriculture speak yesterday, I think it's safe to say, Mr. Speaker, that the agricultural industry sounds better than a Jet 2 holiday. You wouldn't get it, Honorable. Some people might. Anyway, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, as I close, because I realize that time is winding down and there's so much more that I could say, but it is late. As I close, Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to support a government that doesn't just speak about the future, but we are investing in it. Because with the right support, the right policies, the right leadership, which we have in this Prime Minister and in this government, the best is yet to come for the young people of Dominica. At every stage of the youth journey, from early adolescence to young adulthood, this government is showing up and will continue to show up. Whether it is in education, entrepreneurship, skills training, sports, housing, employment, agriculture, we are present and we are delivering. And Mr. Speaker, I must echo the sentiments of Honorable Oscar George and speak directly to our young people. Opportunities are being created for you every day. Yes, we have acknowledged that probably some more public education needs to be done, but we are committed to that. But we also need you to meet the government halfway, to take up the mantle of responsibility and walk through the doors being opened for you. As Nelson Mandela once said, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Mr. Speaker, I believe that this great generation is ours right now. At this time, with this Dominican Labour Party pushing through and providing a future of hope, a future that we can all believe in, and a future that we all look forward to. And Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I wholeheartedly support the budget put before this honorable House, and I thank you for your indulgence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move the motion that this honorable House be adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, 30th July.
Seconded, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved and seconded that the House be adjourned until 10 a.m. July 30th, 2025. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. July 30th, 2025.